Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out TangiboundNetwork.com. You can look them up, and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out. TangiboundNetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode 283.
The resolution. Why am I trying to do holiday ones?
I don't know.
Sexiest podcast on network.
Yeah, this is better. That's our resolution anyway. So to
maintain the sexiness level.
Yeah.
Really, neighbor dogs? How long we've just been chatting?
Yeah,
and then we start recording, and the dogs start going crazy next door.
It was like that last night too. I was recording with Heno, doing the crazy life, and for most of it, nothing or whatever. And then right after we start recording, my cat just hit the door.
Oh, that's boozy. Of course.
Like she saw the on-air light come on, and then it's like, oh, now it's time to make noise.
Like, oh, she's like, clearly I'm part of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Tell you what. No, the cat's not part of the show. Unlike, back in the day when we used to talk about the Seamus Pug, remember?
Good old Seamus Pug.
Our sound engineer. Yeah. Man. That's been a long time since we referenced old Seamus.
Yeah, I don't think many of unless they're old school fans, even know what the fuck we're talking about.
They may not even understand what Shameless Plug is, as far as our...
That's true.
Because we used to say, welcome to Salty Language, I'm Brian, that's Tony, and, coming to you from Shameless Plug Studios. Sometimes North, sometimes Hidden Location, sometimes Bunker, whatever it was.
It does occasionally come up.
Yeah. It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
We used to do it every episode, I think.
I guess for those of you not in the know, we do call our studios Shameless Plug Studios.
Yeah. Because...
And I think it's even on the website somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
definitely...
sure I have it tucked away down in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's on our Twitter for sure. Like where it asks, like your location, I think it says Shameless Plug Studios.
Yeah.
So... Although, you know, Seamus Pug Studios also works, so.
That would be, that makes, you know, for a much funnier looking studio symbol.
Right.
Just a pug in a kilt.
Seamus.
Probably drunk.
Yeah, oh, of course. Seamus, you know, he's doing pretty well as a sound engineer. You know, he has his own, whole own studio now. He doesn't just work out of ours. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think you'd be able to fit all the equipment in that little house.
You wouldn't think so. Yeah, it's like a doghouse.
Yeah. It's crazy, really. It's crazy, Brian.
Oh, of course. So, you know, I just pull up my phone because the Skype window had you looking like all sorts of random colors, and I was like, wow, either I'm tripping on acid or Skype's doing something crazy here. Or both, whatever.
Right.
And as soon as I hit the shutter button on my phone, it went back to normal. So the picture I have of you is just a normal picture of you stroking your beard. So
it's an excellent picture, though.
So clearly I'm tripping on acid.
Clearly. I've digitally dosed you.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. You know, what can you do, right?
Exactly. You took the blue pill, Brian. Or was it the red pill?
Yeah, be careful taking the blue pill, you know. You might end up with something lasting 4 hours. So, you know. That would have been a much weirder
Is
Matrix.
That a bad thing, though?
Well, if you're doing the movie The Matrix, it's pretty weird. Like, he goes to lean back and his boner's just, you know, rigid as hell.
Yeah, during that kung fu fight, you know, stop trying to hit me. And hit me, and he just whacks him with his boner.
Yeah. Typical.
Typical.
That's why I said it's slightly...
Damn it, Neo, and your kung fu boner.
It slightly changes the movie, but, you know, that's fine. Also, you know, why is Morpheus going around slipping people the blue pill? Either he's a great prankster.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a great prankster or a creep. One or the other.
That's actually how they named them in the big battery towers, as they look for the pod boner.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, I don't know why. You know, I can only assume in the future they have perfected boner detection software.
It's like facial recognition software.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. Yeah.
I assume that's how it works.
Geez. I can't wait to see the CSI show that handles that. CSI.
Zoom, enhance. It's a dick.
CSI, boner unit.
The old boner unit.
Yeah. That's what it is. They're,
you know, this fuzzy ATM shot of this guy's pants. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm going to need a closer look.
So, you can't have the Who, but you for sure can have Thorogood, Bad to the Bone as the intro.
Yeah, that'd work.
For music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's perfect. Bad.
So many.
Because they're bad to the bone. There's like explosions and shit. And,
right, yeah, obviously. Yeah. So many dick pics.
So many.
So here's a question for you. I heard this on the news yesterday, and it's actually, I wasn't planning on talking about this on the show. I just don't know why I thought of it all of a sudden. Oh, because of invasion of privacy and such here. Did you see there was, I think there's somebody who, like, they were talking that someone, I think died or was murdered or whatever, and they have one of those Alexa things. And the police have petitioned Google to give them access to the audio files because those things record everything that's going on.
Creepy as fuck. Right.
And as a result, they think there may be something on there that may give them clues as to what happened before the person died.
Right.
And of course, Google is fighting it, much like Apple did with, allowing them access to their phone and stuff. But I was just like, man, that is just creepy as fuck. That it records like everything. As long as it's on, it records everything.
Well, I mean, I get, just like the Apple thing, why they're not willing to give up the information.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But who's using that information?
Right.
Because somebody is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just being beamed into like the sun.
Right.
It's going somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, someone is data mining that for sure.
Yeah.
They've probably got other Alexas listening to the Alexas. They just have a warehouse full of them.
And I don't think there's some dude of like Cool Ranch Dorito fingers sitting there listening to the conversations, but they definitely have programs analyzing it for keywords and shit like that.
Really quick, I keep saying Google, but Alexa is the Amazon one, I believe. So
yeah.
I just want to correct myself on that. I can't remember if it was the Google one or if it was the Amazon one, but it was one of those devices.
I think it was an Alexa device because I think I remember seeing that news story too.
Yeah. That's, yeah. It's so amazing, isn't it? Like you got so many people out there that'll put a little piece of Post-it note or tape or paper or whatever over the camera on their webcam on their laptop. And now you got people that are just openly. It was the exact reason why, like when Xbox One, when they were like, oh, you have to have I can't think what that thing's called, a Kinect.
The Kinect.
Yeah, and I was like, nope. I was like, cause I don't want that thing on all the time in my house. It's weird. Like why do they, like I understand it needs to be on to some extent so it can recognize your voice,
Yeah.
But there's no reason like with the Xbox 360 with the Kinect, I just went in and turned it on. Then I talked to the thing,
Right.
That's what I want. I don't want anything recording me the rest of the time because that's creepy as hell,
Right.
But yeah, you're right. It's like, I can totally understand them protecting this. But at the same time, it's like, well, they're using it for profit. So to take the moral high ground is a little weird,
Right. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I don't know. But I definitely can understand why they're fighting it. It's just, I do also think it's a little odd that is that going to be admissible in court? Kind of a thing, because they're talking how it would be essentially like a digital witness. I mean, it can't lie, essentially.
I see it as like surveillance camera footage. I think it's like a traffic cam. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I
mean, it on one hand, I'm kind of like, well, look, if it could help them solve a crime, that's awesome. But on the other hand, you do have that invasion of privacy kind of stuff that it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Now, what they should do is realistically like this. Say it was mine. I got murdered. My family controls my estate at that point. If my family says it's okay to access that stuff, they should allow them to access it. That's kind of how I feel it should be, because it was my information that they were taking, So I kind of feel like you should, much like, medical records or whatever, I kind of feel like you should still have some right to your information,
Now, yeah, I could see that. Maybe if, excuse me, when you accepted the terms of agreement, if there was a checkbox like, yes, my information is available for others to use, or although that opens up a whole other can of worms. Then.
Yeah. You could even do something like, for in the event of a crime or something like, I don't know. Or, if my family, me or my representative, basically, I don't know. There's some legal way to do it, but it is a can of worms no matter how you look at it.
I mean, eventually I feel like we're all going to have basically a Jarvis in our house.
Yeah. We will. I mean we're going that way. Yeah.
It's just, unless we get hit by an asteroid, that's what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because we are literally walking around with one on our phones, or on our laptops. They all have that now, basically. So, we're kind of going down that road anyway. And you're right. If you look at where privacy has gone over the last 10 years even, people have just really, and we've talked about this plenty of times on here about how people are just willing to just hand over their privacy like it's nothing.
Right.
It's amazing to me, Especially younger people, because they're growing up in an age where privacy is not what it was to us, because we know what it was like before the internet,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's wild.
I mean, I'm not lying. If I could walk into my house and just be like, R2, because I'd have to name something fun.
Sure.
Like, like R2, turn on the living room lights, put it on ESPN, and set the oven to 350.
Yeah.
And everything did that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Or you're just sitting on your duff, and you're like, I don't feel like doing this, and this, That was one thing that was nice about it. If you did have your Kinect on, you could essentially do that, be like,
oh, I loved it for watching Netflix. But Xbox, pause.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Pause it, and I could leave the,
Yeah.
Instead of like, because, and I know it's all first world problems.
It totally
is. When you're sitting there watching Netflix and the controller powers down.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh man, I got to take a horrendous dump. And then you're like waiting for the controller to power on and you're ruining your jeans at the same time. It's so much easier to talk to your Xbox.
Xbox, I have to take a horrendous dump.
Exactly. Bad things are happening. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I sit here and act like I wouldn't be all involved in it. Although in fairness, I have never used Siri on my phone. I have never used Cortana on my laptop. I'm not one that, and I hated, I didn't use the Kinect for voice activation stuff, so I'm one of those that would probably eventually tap into it, but I'd probably be one of the, and it's not that I'm resisting it. I just don't bother with it. Dude,
I'm a huge Siri fan.
Yeah. I don't even like voice to text. Like
right.
I type it or I don't send it until I can type it,
I voice the text if I have my earbuds in, because it's like trying to do it in distance is not good. And only when I'm driving.
Right.
But, like for cooking and shit, just be like, hey Siri, set a timer, and tell it the time, it just sets it.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I need the phone number for this place. And it, just gets the phone number for you. Do you want to call them? You're like, yeah. And they just dials it, just shit like that. I'm a big fan.
No, that's why I said I totally get it, as a person who is very, enjoys modern conveniences. It is kind of funny how it's like, I'm a person who always wants to have, Wi-Fi or internet connection. Otherwise I start, going into a withdrawal. And, but yet at the same time, there's these tools that can make various things easier. And I'm like, nah.
Right.
Like exactly. I said, it isn't that I'm really resisting them. I just haven't bothered with them, and it isn't even like, oh, I don't know how to use them. It's like, cause I know how to use the stuff. It's just, I just don't bother with it. It's kind of weird.
Some of them, once again, first world problems, I wish were a little less clunky.
Yeah.
Cause the voice of text is pretty accurate.
Pretty much.
But sometimes I want to be like, hey, take a note for me when I'm thinking about something for the podcast, for instance.
Yeah.
And it just turns into a clunky disaster. And I'm like, I want to remember to tell the story of the horrendous dump. And it's like, oh, you want to do something of a bicycle pump? I made that note for you. It's like, you dumb cunt. No. And then I have like 18 notes that I'm yelling at my phone as I'm driving. And it's every note is not what I want.
Right.
So sometimes it's not good.
Although those things can turn into, a good story. Like if you sat down and thought everything was accurate and you just read the notes as is.
That's true,
like,
actually. That could
bicycle
be fun.
pump. What the fuck?
My favorite is when I'm like, you're so fucking dumb. And it's like, no, that's not nice. It's like, oh, you don't have feelings, machine. I've watched Terminator.
Right.
Don't fuck with me on that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you don't have machine or feelings yet.
Yet.
No one put in your emotion chip data.
Yeah. Asshole phone. I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. Cortana's right out though.
Yeah. I'm with you because of what you said. I don't remember if it was on the show or if it was off the show when you said that.
I don't remember either, but all I know is let me Bing that for you. It's like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
If the Master Chief is running off of Bing, there's problem.
Right. It's like, Cortana, can you activate Siri for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Or can you activate Google for me, whichever, yeah. Bing.
Bing. I actually tried using Bing once.
Yeah. I did because their commercials made it seem like it was going to be a really good step the right way, but it just didn't execute well.
Oh, I had purely selfish reasons because I found out if you're logged in for Microsoft account and you're binging shit,
Yeah.
you could build up credit and
Yeah.
get Xbox points.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can get some free DLC just because I'm using Bing.
Yep.
Nope. Couple searches and I'm like, wow, this is a garbage search. I'm like
Yep.
searching for goats and it's pulling up, I don't know, anything but goats.
It's pulling up horrid dumps. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is normally what I search for, but not this time.
It's like Bing, how'd you get access to my Google history?
Exactly.
It's sexy horrid dumps.
Bing, how are you reading my brain through my eyeballs?
Right?
I knew I should have put tape over his camera.
Oh my God, really quick. I saw the other day, they were talking about, I forgot what company it is. They have, contacts that they said are going to be able to record what you see. And I was like, holy shit, dude, it's, Black Mirror come to life.
Black Mirror, yeah.
Yeah, it's that
That's kinda
episode.
creepy.
Remember when after I watched that episode and I was like, dude, we're so close to this.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that show is prophetic. You watch in like 20 years, how many of those things are probably 100% accurate?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I kind of want to get my hands on some of those Snapchat spectacles still and play around with them.
Yeah, me too. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Oh.
I wish somebody would, we had the pull to get stuff like that sent to us, That'd be fun to get our hands on
I
and
agree.
just monkey with it. Yeah.
I guess to be fair, we've never tried.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe we should try. And have
Maybe.
them just laugh at us, but whatever.
I mean, I don't really see us having the pull,
Yeah,
but we've never tried.
it's true. It's true. We are lazy men.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're not lazy. We're just men of leisure. That's what we are.
Yeah. Men of leisure.
men of
I
leisure.
occasionally like to sit down and put my knee up.
Yeah. I actually talked
Yeah.
on The Crazy Life last night about how I need an assistant. So,
I like it.
because I was like, I would seriously get more done because I absolutely get horrible anxiety from phone calls and stuff like that. So if I had an assistant that I could just be like, hey, do this for me, those things would get done versus getting put off for weeks and weeks until I finally finally can overcome the anxiety and do it. So I was
Have you tried the virtual assistant Siri, Brian?
Cortana? No. Cortana, call my doctor. No, because I want them to handle it. I don't want to have to be part of the conversation.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah, see, that's where it gets tricky. But,
So we need is a soundboard.
Yeah.
You just put the phone on the
That'd be
soundboard,
great. Yeah. Just start hitting,
Like, Mr. Stewart, can I help you?
that's really low. Yeah.
Is it? God damn it. I said, Mr. Stewart, can I help you? There you
Nice.
go. And then it goes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be helpful, but
It would be helpful.
also very funny because knowing me, I'd be ham-fisting the buttons and hitting the wrong thing. And
Like, I just missed. I didn't even look. I just hit and I missed completely somehow.
yes.
I know it's possible. Like this. Wow, that's normally reserved for the end of the show.
It is.
That's a little treat for everybody.
Yeah, it is. Whew. But yes, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh no, he's calling in a bomb threat. Like, no.
Like, would you like to set up an appointment?
Yeah, boy. Nice.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Like, oh, well, we would love to get you in for the 10 o'clock, but some other lady just scheduled an appointment.
Goddamn rich cunt!
I feel like this is essentially me on the internet because I tend to use GIFs a lot, for
Right.
conversational reasons. So it's kind of, it's similar in nature, but
If you're a Shot of History fan, this is like gifts for your sound eyes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They really need a Sound Eyes t-shirt.
They really do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be, though.
I have no idea either,
Yeah.
but they need one.
Or at least maybe a pair of, like, novelty glasses that are like ears.
Yes.
They
Right.
look like really, really dumb.
Well,
dumber than the New Year's ones.
you could take head speakers like we're wearing and paint them up to look like eyes,
Oh, that's true. Oh, it'd be like Beats by Dre, but
Yeah.
sound eyes.
Right, exactly. That'll be our new headphone company, Sound Eyes.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, we'll of course have to give them a cut for, well, I don't know. We have powerful lawyers, so
We do have powerful lawyers.
yeah. So we'll just see how it works out in court. But
It's true. Yeah.
be like, no, we came up with that, and they're like, we have these recordings. Be like, yeah, it's inadmissible. Look at you guys, you're all terrible.
Like, have you met our powerful lawyers?
Yeah.
They're all very fit and have tight slacks on. It arouses the jurors.
Of course they have tight slacks on. It's the company uniform. We wear tight
Naturally.
pants to show off our bulges.
Exactly. It is, tight slacks Esquire.
Right. It's two wild and crazy guys. That's the name of the law firm.
Right?
Or not two, just wild and crazy guys. That is. Yeah. Ooh.
It's not and, it's N.
Of course.
Right? Wild and crazy.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Shiza.
Yep. All right. So
Yes.
how was your week? How was your Christmas festivities and such?
It was all right. I was a good boy and didn't eat all the desserts like I did previous,
Mm-hmm.
which was nice.
Right.
And, I haven't been working this week, which has been extra nice.
Right.
And yeah, all in all, I mean, my kids bought me a meat grinder.
Nice.
shows you what I get up to in my house, grinding the bodies and stuff.
Sure. Useful
But
gift.
yeah, it was good. It was all in all, it was a good Christmas.
Nice.
Although it honestly didn't feel like Christmas at all.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that
'Cause
this
it was
year.
Super warm where we live,
Yeah.
and normally it's not, and
Yeah, it was super warm. That's right. Yeah.
it was very weird.
Mm-hmm.
And like one time a year, Brian, I get to wear my Christmas sweater, and I wore it, and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, I imagine. You know what you should have
'Cause
done?
it was like 60 out.
What you should have done. Tore the arms off.
That's true. Wrestler style.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Make
I think
make
next
the
year I'm
arms
buying one of those
detachable.
Christmas suits.
nice. That's a good
Yeah.
look. Yeah.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. I think that's...
Because they're really not that, although they're like 100% polyester, so I'll probably die in that too.
Only if there's a fire.
Also true.
Make sure the slacks aren't too tight, because you don't want to cause, friction when you're walking, because the whole suit will ignite at that point. And
Yeah. No one needs that.
no. That'd be pretty terrible. It'll smell like a burnt cat, basically. So,
Goddamn Yule log suit.
yep. Oh, that'd be a
But no, I
terrible
mean,
idea.
it was family, and
Mm-hmm.
we, I'm sure if anyone follows me on the old Instagram, we put together a gingerbread Starbucks cafe.
Right. My idea was way better, but Starbucks Cafe was very appropriate.
I told the kids your idea, and they're both in for it for next year.
Good.
Wizard Tower.
Wizard Tower. Yeah. Finally.
Tower.
Finally, you can have a Wizard Tower.
Well, it was one of those things where it was like this Christmas we're, like my, Jeannie, Lady Speaks Violence.
Mm-hmm.
She just isn't a Christmas person,
Yeah.
which I get because she's worked retail most of her working
yeah,
life.
that'll
So it's basically ground the Christmas out of her.
that'll crush it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason I
So-
absolutely hate most Christmas music now. Is from working to where we had to play it all the time.
Yeah, like I can deal with Christmas music during December.
Right.
But like Leah, my daughter, loves Christmas music.
Yeah.
And as soon as it starts playing, she wants to listen to it. It'll be in the middle of summer. She'll just start singing Christmas music, and I got to shut her down immediately.
Right. Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. So we kind of dialed back to Christmas this year.
Yeah.
But the gingerbread house, something we've been talking about, built like I keep telling them like the kids would love it. And they're like, no. She's like, no, they wouldn't. I'm like, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So she finally asked them, like, do you guys want it? And they're like, oh yeah, that'd be awesome. So we just happened to go in and get a cup, going to get coffee, and it was like ridiculously discounted because it was Christmas Eve.
Right.
So we bought it, and they had a great time putting it together. And next year we're doing something better than
Yeah.
the Christmas coffee cafe,
Right. Wizard Tower. Yeah.
Wizard Tower. Although Leah
if
started
you-
eating it,
Oh,
apparently
okay.
it's terrible.
I was going to say, if you coated the Starbucks thing, you could start a village then. Just spray them with some like clear coat or something.
Oh no, it's already been
Yeah, all
attacked on Tightened.
Because I was going to say you could have the Wizard Tower and then have the Starbucks right off the Wizard Tower for convenience.
Well, Well, because Wizard Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Wizard
Which
Coffee.
is going to be our coffee shop. Wizard Coffee.
I like this.
Everyone who's employed must wear a beard and a pointy. Well, no, pointy hat's probably a bad move.
Yeah, probably. But the beard, I'm sure the beard
Definitely
won't
a
get in
beard.
the way at all.
Wizard robe for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. That'll be,
Wizard Coffee
at least it'll be comfortable, that nice flowy robe,
for sure.
unless you're also making them wear tight slacks underneath, which would be my move,
No, it sans everything under the wizard
Oh,
robe.
okay. Wow. Gotta go, gentlemanly, eh?
So, Wizard's got to be able to get to his wand. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I understand. Oh,
Dude, Wizard Coffee could work. Every coffee drink could be a spell of some sort.
it really could.
Spell, quote unquote.
You are absolutely correct. It could. And then you could have the baristas put on great shows too, like, doing wizardry.
I'm Googling Wizard Coffee just because I'm curious.
It's probably already in existence. Damn it.
Coffee Wizard. Items in Coffee Wizard. There's just some asshole named Coffee Wizard.
Oh, okay.
There's no Wizard Coffee.
Meanwhile, Coffee Wizard's listening and just sobbing into his beard.
It's true. I'm so sorry, Coffee.
Yeah. I like
Actually,
those
I'm not.
guys. All of a
You're
sudden,
not my arch nemesis.
I was going to say, all of a sudden we realize each week we have one less download.
That would be hilarious.
I'll show you guys. I'd be like, damn it, he cut our listener base by a third.
Son of a bitch. He is magical.
That asshole. Next week we're, doing a retraction.
Yeah.
Boy, Tony,
Super
isn't this Coffee Wizard coffee delicious?
Coffee Wizard's the best. He really cast a spell on me.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'll allow that. Oof.
So yeah, we did the old gingerbread house, and I did discover one thing this Christmas season, which I know I've talked about on the show before, but I think it's been a while.
What's that you actually have a heart?
There's that, and
Yeah.
iTunes can suck a fat dick.
You know what's funny is
What's that?
me, I'm all Johnny, Mac, having Mac
Yeah.
computers, the iPhone, the iPad, the Apple TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last night I was trying to, eye tight slacks, right? Sorry, sexy eye tight slacks.
Found out.
I went to import which I'm sure we're going to be talking about in this episode, the Run the Jewels 3, because I got an email from them and they were like, hey, have a copy for free. And I was like, awesome, I'll gladly take a copy for free.
Thank you, Run the Jewels.
Yeah, because I've been part of their email chain since they started. So,
Excellent.
yeah. So I go to download it, and on my Mac, all I had to do to import an album into iTunes was drag and drop. You just drag it over to the library, drop it, and boom, it's in there. For some reason, it doesn't work that way on either the current version of iTunes or on PC. I don't know which is at fault here, but both of them can suck a bag of dicks. So
Right.
I was having all the problems last night trying to figure out, because now I have to go through like the file menu, file, import this, find the file, and then it puts it in there. It's like, why can't I just drag and drop this? That was so intuitive. This is a pain in the ass. So, like I said, I don't know
drag
which
and
it
drop
is.
is the key words.
Mm-hmm.
Because a couple weeks ago, Logan lost his phone.
Yeah.
Right? Which just shows you how dopey my son is, because it fell out of his hoodie pocket and he assumed it was in his mom's car. Meanwhile, we don't know where.
Okay. You don't have the Find
But
My iPhone deal? Or
It's an iPhone 4. It doesn't support it anymore.
Right.
So it's gone.
Yeah.
But my parents happen to have a bunch of old Android phones.
Yeah.
So they gave him one, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, can I put music in this? Can you put music on this for me? And once I figured out how to connect the phone.
All Christmas music, right?
All Christmas music. No, but once I figured out how to connect the phone, that's exactly what it was. Drag, drop in a music folder. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no program involved at all.
Oh, really?
It's like dropping it onto a USB drive, basically.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I really wish iPhones were like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Instead
you
of
have
dealing
to
with the
sync it.
iTunes nonsense.
Yeah. See, it's so weird because, like with mine, since with it being on my Mac or whatever, I just basically, you had a couple of options, whether it would sync all your music or just what you selected, to sync. And
Right.
it was super easy. It wasn't a big deal. And if you like if you downloaded something, like if I downloaded a new album to my iTunes library, it would show up on my phone. Like just boom, it's on my phone, and I or you could just download it at that point. I don't remember if it's actually on there or if it gives you the option to just download it to your phone, via the cloud basically.
Right.
And it again, super easy, no problem, but it's like, doing it on a PC is just giving me fits. So I don't know if it's just I'm unfamiliar with PC stuff, which is very possible, or if it's an iTunes, like a change in the software. I don't know which it is, but like I said, both of them can suck a bag of dicks.
I think it just works better with a Mac.
It does.
I have no experience of a Mac.
It absolutely does.
But I would assume it's smoother.
It is.
Because ever since we've been, and I don't know why we keep buying iPhones, to be honest, but ever since we've had iPhones,
yeah,
I've had nothing but problems with iTunes. And like this time, Leah got a new iPod Touch for Christmas. So obviously she wants music on it and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And
Jesus Christ, between setting it up and having to back everything up and new iTunes, and then there's a new library all of a sudden, it took forever.
Oh, that's weird.
It was basically like a day and a half because I got a ton of music.
Yeah.
Of, it going, oh, hey, let me see what all you got here, and reorganizing everything. And granted, I have it better now, because before I'd have to pull out my external hard drive, hook everything up. But now we've got the new router. It's got a USB drive in it. So my external hard drive is hooked to my router, so I can access it at any time.
Oh, that's
now,
awesome. Yeah.
which is nice.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So anytime, like, I could pull up iTunes right now, and I have it.
Right.
I don't have to hook all my shit up.
Right. That's really cool.
But
yeah.
fucking it was a nightmare getting everything straightened out. And then, having multiple Apple IDs, and it's just like,
yeah.
I just want to wash my hands of it, man.
Yeah, it definitely sucks when you have the different IDs and stuff, because it's like if you just share an account with somebody, it's super easy, because you just basically, like if you both have iPhones, you just make a clone essentially of the one iPhone or something. But if they have different apps, then it can get a little, weird.
That's the problem, because like now we have 4 different Apple IDs, although Logan's obviously not going to be using his unless he gets on our iPhone.
Yeah.
So now I got 3 to deal with, and it's just a fucking train wreck.
Right.
Ugh. On the side thing though, with Leah's new, iPod Touch, basically like having a new iPhone.
Yeah.
Without the phone capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And she begged and pleaded to have any sort of social media. Because all her friends have it, and we were always like, because there's weirdos out there.
Sure,
and,
sure.
She's 11,
right?
So
you let her have
12.
So you let her have LinkedIn, right?
Of course. Well, so I was like, all right, Leah, what are these social medias that your friends are on that you want to have?
So basically, what you just did was reword. What are the kids using these days? Basically. Yeah.
and her answers were Musical.ly or something, which is like a lip syncing social app.
Okay.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
All right. To do what? Like videos like people do on Snapchat all the time where they play music and lip sync to them?
I will unfollow a Snapchat girl immediately if they start doing that.
Right. Anyway.
But there's that, Facebook and Snapchat were the 3 she came up with.
Okay.
Right?
Mm.
So my wife and I are discussing, and I ended up letting her have Snapchat.
Really?
Because it's really hard to make friends on Snapchat unless you know the person.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true.
I very rarely have stranger interaction on Snapchat.
That is completely true. Every once in a while, you'll see like some random name added you, and a lot of times I'll add them back because you can't look at a profile, which drives me crazy. Like there's no info for you to look at to see if this is someone you actually want to follow or not. So I'll add them. And then when, and I'll be like, oh, this is, and you realize real quick whether it's someone you want to continue to follow or not.
Yeah, they just drop them.
Yeah.
Because, Facebook's full of weirdos and it's easy to find people.
Right. And it's a huge network too. You know, so
I've never even heard of the other one.
Right.
So I let her have Snapchat, and
Plus, she can dink around with all the filters and shit, which are fun.
And that's really what she wanted to do. She's like, I want to play with the filters. And so I was like, all right. And yesterday, watching her Snapchat story, it's like peeking into her psyche.
Mm-hmm.
it's very entertaining. So I'm kind of, using all the filters, and it's not like there's a filter right now where it puts a watermelon helmet on you, and she basically did a movie trailer about going to war with a watermelon helmet on. Sure. I was like, this is
got to protect your head.
You got to protect your head. So I'm kind of glad I let her, get onto it. Although, her and I are friends on it, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens when Daddy drinks a little.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, maybe you ought to create a second profile.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Just call it like Tony Gone Wild or some shit like that.
That's terrible idea.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't say you have to actually go wild. You just call it that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I meant that's the one you use when you talk with her.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, right. That way when you're drunk, you'll get confused,
Naturally.
Ham fist into the wrong one, so. Oh, shit.
But how about your Christmas? How was yours?
It was good. We had everybody over here. It was cool. Low drama. Doing just normal family stuff, eating a nice dinner, having ridiculously sweet desserts, watching some UFC. Typical family stuff,
Christmas is Christmas.
Sure. Got to watch Christmas Vacation the night before. Or no, it was that night, actually. We watched Christmas Vacation, which is funny. I own the movie. I can watch it whenever I feel like watching it. But, it was on TV, so we're just watching it. Although, I gotta say, most of the time in movies, I laugh when they censor stuff because, especially when it's cuss words. You know how they'll switch the words, and it's terrible dubbing.
Can I tell you what my favorite word switch ever is?
Yes.
It's from Scarface.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's when they're talking about the scar on his face.
Yeah.
And the line from the movie is, "Where'd you get that scar, tough guy? Eating pussy."
Right.
And the TV edit is, "Where'd you get that scar, tough guy? Eating watermelon?"
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense.
Not at all. Not at all. Watermelon's a helmet. I mean, come on.
It protects your face.
It protects your face. Yeah. Sharp corners, I guess.
The movie trailer.
Yeah, sharp edges, I guess. Maybe that's, he cut himself putting the watermelon on.
He just got too excited.
Yeah.
Watermelon eating contest.
Sure.
Hey, got real.
Hey, we've all been there,
We've all been there.
But, there's one part in Christmas Vacation that the censorship just totally ruined. And it's when he goes on the rant, when everything just goes wrong and he's just like, he's not even really cussing all that much, but he's just going on this long run of rants. And then at the end he says, cause he says asshole in it, and they censor, on TV, they censor the whole part, not ass, which I've never understood. The word ass is okay, but if you say asshole, it's not okay. It's like, isn't ass the potentially offensive word in that? Not whole? Anyway. But they censor all this stuff.
Oh,
okay. The music, the band.
They weren't bad.
Yeah.
Stealing all Kurt's music.
But yeah, taking away the venom of the curse words at that point, because really you're robbing him of intent is what you're doing.
This is true.
It's, like if somebody calls you, a rude corn muffin, it really doesn't hurt your feelings,
I feel offended personally.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to get abrasive here.
Yeah, jeez.
But
corn muffin lives matter, Brian.
Delicious corn muffins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just really took me out of the scene though, I was just, yeah, but it's fine. There was still plenty to laugh at, It's funny though, because, you're sitting there watching it, and I've seen it so many times that I'm laughing at scenes before they happen type thing, and, most of the people who were watching it had seen it before. There were a couple of the youngins that hadn't seen it yet, but, the rest of us had already seen it. So it's like, as soon as I see them getting to the top of the hill when they're going sledding, I just start giggling like a maniac. And, I see the cat climbing in the tree, and I see him.
Squirrel!
Yeah. I see him, rubbing the knife and fork across each other before he cuts into the turkey. And, it's just like, the next step, the gag that's coming up, and you're just like, So I was probably ruining it for some people, but meh, that's their problem.
I say fuck them.
Damn right. But yeah, I got a mess of Funko Pops. I got a pair of fingertipless gloves with the old where the mitten folds back on them. So
I got a pair of those. They're amazing.
Finally got me a pair of those. So, pretty happy about that because, those other ones I have, those ones that were just the jersey ones and, don't do a whole lot to protect your hands. Great if it's like 30 degrees, anything lower than that. And it's like, why am I even bothering?
Right.
But, yeah, so it was all right overall. My mom and her boyfriend may not agree because they've apparently gotten the flu from one of the family get-togethers. So I didn't.
Well, it is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yep. I didn't go to that one. So, yeah.
Dodge that bullet, huh?
Yes, sir. So
yeah. I think, and it's kind of, crazy to say it. Not crazy, but I think the highlight of my Christmas thing, I'm sorry, I got two highlights. Okay. Am I interrupting?
No.
Were you done? I'm sorry.
I guess so. No.
With my in-laws, right? They do a white elephant thing, which I've never been a huge fan of.
Me either, yeah.
But their whole thing is like, hey, white elephant, you pick a number, you can steal twice. Once it's stolen twice, no one else can steal the gift.
Right. Now, here's the question. Do you open the gifts before, or is it you wait till the end to open?
No, you open them before.
Okay.
Like the number one guy picks a gift, opens it.
Well, no, I get the rest. I just, my family doesn't do it that way. They don't open until the very end. They basically do all the stealing based on weight and size of the packages versus, seeing what it actually is. So I was just curious.
Well, in this part of the family, there's a lot of people that enjoy the booze. So a lot of booze flies around.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And, we got a 4-pack of Guinness, which is all right. Jeannie picked it. And then it came with pint glasses that were from Ireland, from the Guinness plant, which is pretty cool.
Right.
And then I stole it from her because collusion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But then the other gift we got, we had we had Leah pick it out. It was a big, heavy box. It was from her dad, who, for those of you who don't know, Jeannie, Lady Space Violence, her dad was in a train accident, I don't know, probably 8 years ago or something now.
Yeah, right.
And he lost his right leg in the accident. So we got a box that had 2 right boots in it, never been used. And then they had goodies stuffed inside the boots.
Okay.
Which is an excellent white elephant gift in that aspect.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually it's something that you don't use or want or whatever. That's pretty.
I already got a plan for these boots. They're moving on. I told Jeannie, I'm like, we're gonna get paint. We're gonna paint them up all fucking Christmas-like.
Yeah.
And they're going back into the white elephant next year.
Now, see, I like that because you're not just putting the boots back in. You're doing something with the boots. I
want to decorate them and then put like goodies in them again.
Right. I like that idea. Yeah. Now, it's funny. My brother, real quick, I'm going to interrupt you. My brother and his wife, for something that she was making, needed sour cream, and they were at Gordon's, and they bought like Econo jug of sour cream, and then another one.
Breaking Bad bin of the barrel of sour cream.
They had I don't know how, but they ended up with like 2 or 3 tubs of sour cream, not big ones, like one really big one, and then 2 like normal size or whatever.
Please tell me to give out sour cream and a white elephant.
Well,
gift.
That's what I told him because I knew they were going to it to his dad's the next day, and I was like, do you guys do a white elephant? And he was like, no. I was like, oh man. He's like, why? I was like, dude, you totally give away sour cream as a white elephant gift.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, and they bought a bunch of onions, and they don't use a lot of onions, which is crazy. I know.
Yeah, so I use onions like every day. I'm using onions.
She doesn't like onions, so
I'll chop them up and use them as drink coasters.
I just eat them like amazing. Apples. Yeah,
they're incredible.
Little peanut butter on it? No.
That sounds terrible.
It does. But yeah, so I had the same thought though, which was, it'd be a great white elephant gift. Be like, why did you give me sour cream? Be like, something we didn't want.
Because everybody needs sour cream.
Yeah. That's why I told them, I said, you got to start using the sour cream at home for various other stuff. Like if someone comes over and wants coffee and you're like, do you want any cream? Just put sour cream. little pumpkin pie
This
with
coffee is terrible.
little pie, put a little sour cream on it.
Definitely.
You know? I was like, you just got to get inventive with it, you know?
Like, oh, your hands dry? I got some cream.
Right. I actually told him that it was another gift for the white elephant, which would be take a pump bottle and fill it with sour cream. They think it's lotion.
Wait, that might be brilliant. If you could take a clean bottle and fill it with sour cream, just have a pump,
Yeah.
and just pump it on your baked potato.
It actually would be pretty smart, right? It'd be like having like a caulking gun or something. Yeah.
What, this is next level shit, right?
Anyway, sorry, I completely derailed your story here.
No, but that was the highlight, was the Guinness Cup collusion that
Yeah.
we did at that.
Smart.
But then the second highlight is a little tradition her and I started last year, and apparently it's something that's been going on for years because we talked to an elderly couple.
The infidelity? No.
Yes, naturally. Yes. We found a grandma and grandpa, you know,
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah, whatever. Any more in the storm?
But no, we go out to this little bar, you know, Swig, which I know you know, but going local.
Man, good
It's a great
stuff.
little bar.
Yeah, it is.
But every Christmas, they have a Christmas party, and it's basically like, we don't force our employees to work. If they want to show up for it, great. If they don't, they don't. So there might be a wait. That's basically what they say.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And we went last year, and this year we went again, and it's a great time. You just show up, and there's
Yeah.
a couple people working. You might wait forever for some beer and food, but whatever. And
Yeah.
everyone's there just to, you know, have a couple beers on Christmas, and it just felt good to get the fuck away from the family
Yeah.
and just go sit down at the bar and have a couple beers.
Right. Yeah, that's understandable. Nice.
So I kind of feel like that's our new Christmas tradition, is we're going to go to Swig every Christmas at some point,
Yeah.
because we love Swig and we love beer.
There's generally not a wrong time to go to Swig.
No, that place is amazing.
Yeah. It's
If I lived close to there,
Yeah. That
danger zone, which I thought I
definitely
had a
some
sound for, but I don't see it.
You should. Cause
I should.
You had an Archer one on there.
Yeah, I don't see it. All I have anymore is labeled Archer is.
Hey, phrasing!
Is that?
That's a good one to have, though.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was another highlight of Christmas, was the beers.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
No.
a couple of, those glass hoppers that I had left on Christmas because first of all, I wanted a beer, and second of all, I was like, you know what? I bet there's an Untapped badge today. And there certainly was. There was two, because there was a Hanukkah one and a Christmas one. So,
You're goddamn right.
in fact, I'm sure there'll be one over the next couple days too, for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, whatever. So,
New Year's Eve, exactly.
guess I'll have to have me some champagne and beers at midnight.
I'm pretty sure at some point this weekend I'm going to get plowed,
That'll happen.
because I've been on vacation all week and I've nary caught a buzz,
Yeah.
just because I've been busy. And honestly, it's like when I'm not doing anything,
Mm.
I'm not just going to start pounding back drinks because it just seems silly,
Yeah, true enough.
you know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, because we're going to the cottage for New Year's.
Right.
Pretty sure I'm going to have a couple cocktails. If you get a little loopy, I just feel like I need to.
Seems like a good idea. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that way
Actually,
too.
this thing I made tonight is a little. Well, I put up a video on Instagram. It's a lot of booze.
Yeah. I got to get some booze. All I got is this terrible honey whiskey.
Dude, my new jam
Mm.
is the White Russian, which I know we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, we certainly did. How you
Certainly
were
did.
working on a White Russian.
Working the White Russian. But my new thing is I don't use the Kahlua,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Right.
Is because
Sour
Kahlua
cream?
got a lot of sugar in it.
Sour
I'm trying
cream,
to keep
yeah.
the sugar out of my life.
Right.
What?
It's you're using sour cream.
Sour cream,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh.
Coffee infused sour cream.
Oh.
No, instead of Kahlua, I have a mason jar of coffee moonshine in my fridge.
Yeah, that'll get the work done.
Yeah, and it doesn't have sugar in it, as far as I know. I'm sure it has a little,
Yeah.
but not like the Kahlua.
Right.
But man, although it's funny because today Leah, or my daughter again, was making soup,
Mm-hmm.
because my kids love to cook, which is awesome, because every once in a while they volunteer to make dinner.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, when can I make chicken noodle soup? I'm like, let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Got her all the shit she needs. And then she comes out in the living room. She's like, Dad, I need like chicken stock. I'm like, there's a jar, there's a thing of it in the door of the fridge, because we make chicken stock all the time, Oh.
Nothing. You're fine. Good.
Oh, I was like, oh, Brownie's
No,
got
I had a
podcast.
thing pop up on my computer telling me that I need to renew my antivirus. So,
Damn you, Norton. Damn you!
no, it's McAfee, not Norton.
So she comes walking in the living room with the jar of moonshine.
Yeah,
Because it's just black. It's black because it's called Black Magic Wizard Coffee.
makes sense.
Because
Sure.
it's coffee moonshine.
Right.
And she's like, Dad, is this the chicken stock to eat? I'm like,
Like, it sure is.
like, honey, if you're gonna make soup out of that, you're gonna get everyone drunk. Because that's moonshine.
So you made it out of that, and
So yes,
Yeah.
so we all got drunk on soup, and which is going to be our soup place next
right,
to Wizard Coffee.
obviously,
drunk on
yeah,
soup.
drunk on soup. Yeah, all soups are made with some sort of liquor. Yeah.
What if we open a bar,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We have soups because I for one am a soup fan.
Right. I'm not, but it's fine.
Well,
We're making
well,
money
this-
on. We're making
this
money on
business
it.
plan's over.
No, we're making money on it, so it's fine.
All right. So it's a bar, and all we serve is soup.
Yeah.
Drunk on soup.
Right. See, people just get drunk on the soup.
Yeah.
I like this idea. This
Well, they get drunk on a whiskey, but they order soup.
Okay. Because I was going to say that there's beer cheese
I also
soup.
consider
and-
chili a soup. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Okay.
Well, you got to have something for the wine drinkers and beer drinkers, whatever.
the wine drinker.
Yeah.
I'll take your finest red and a bowl of chili.
Yeah. No, I meant like use red wine in the chili. That's what I was
Oh,
meaning.
I'm
No.
sorry.
I'm still on the idea of making everything with booze. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
because it's easy enough to do. There's plenty of recipes, and if not, we'll
Like
just
the
throw
soup.
booze in there for whatever. You just pour a shot of
yeah.
whiskey in it, whatever.
It's true. Like, I'm just deglazing the pan.
Mm-hmm. Like for the chicken noodle
Oh.
soup, boom.
I don't know what booze would go in chicken noodle soup. I'm going to be honest.
I don't
with
know.
you.
We'll figure something out.
Is there chicken booze?
I don't know, but I'm sure you could marinate the chicken in some sort of booze,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to do it. There has to be.
There's got to be a good beer.
Okay. So you keep shopping this in your head. I'm going to look up drunk chicken soup.
Drunk chicken soup. Well, I mean, oh, you know what? I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Boom.
The
Drunken
chicken in
chicken
the
soup.
soup is from Beer Can Chicken.
Oh, there you go. Boom. Perfect.
Bam.
That's super easy right there.
Right?
Well, son of a bitch. Look at you.
Fucking genius over here.
Yeah, right? I'm
Yes.
still clicking on this drunken chicken soup because
Please do. 'Cause I
Curious.
want to know what's in drunken chicken soup.
I don't. Oh, it's got wine. Some sort of wine that I can't
Oh.
pronounce. That makes sense, though. I could see using wine in soup. Or chicken
Yeah, I
soup.
guess.
I'm very disappointed. I was hoping for something, like whiskey.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, we cook a lot of booze. It's mostly desserts though.
Yeah.
Booze and desserts works out real well.
Well, see, we'll have plenty of that, too. So we'll be all set, We'll have
This is true.
actual booze, intro stuff like, beer, cheese, and pretzels.
Right?
Beer, cheese, soup, dip, whatever. However, if you still, little pretzel croutons in the soup, you're good,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Nice hearty beer with it. You're all set.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Drunk on soup and fucking coffee wizard coming to a town near you.
Right. Nice.
Can I? All right, I gotta make a confession here, Brian.
Secret confessions.
Secret messages. So, once upon a time, I was the guy that would shit on Aldi.
Yes.
Right? I'd be like, fuck that store. Why would I want to shop there and get pork cutlets made of cat? or
Delicious. Because they're really tender. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, I no longer can shit on an Aldi.
Yeah, I can't either.
Cause I popped, a couple weeks ago we popped into one.
Mhm.
And then I popped into one again yesterday during the day. Cause I'm like, all right, I'm going to take my time. Cause here's what I was looking for.
Okay.
I was looking for grapeseed oil. So
Okay.
I can make beard oil.
Okay, fair enough.
Just to break it all down.
Okay.
And I picked up some more odds and ends too. But it was dead as fuck in there, and I didn't have anybody with me but me. So I was calmly, slowly perusing the aisles.
Yeah.
They actually have a decent selection of things I wouldn't expect them to have.
They've
Dark chocolate bars with roasted quinoa in them.
Dude, they have really stepped their game up there. Yeah.
Yeah, they had goat cheese, Brian.
Yeah, I know.
goat cheese.
Yeah, I know. When we were children's and you went into an Aldi, it was all basically just off-brand stuff. That's all it ever was. And it still is for the most part. It's not like big name brand stuff, but the quality level of that stuff has significantly improved.
Yeah, I spent like $20 and I came out with a whole fucking bag of shit.
Yeah, my sister, when she lived here, actually would go there first and get various stuff. And, but it was like the one day I was in there with her and I'm looking around because I hadn't been in there in years, And honestly, the only thing I loved from Aldi as a kid was they had a red cream soda that reminded me of, you ever have like Barks red cream soda?
Oh yeah, Barks,
yeah,
right?
Bite. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, Aldi had like a red cream soda that I absolutely loved. It was way cheaper too, so my parents would buy it whenever they went there. And most of the time my parents went there to get like canned vegetables because they were way cheaper in those days. Now they're about the same price, because a lot of the grocery stores have gotten more reasonable with their prices. But yeah, I'm going through and I'm even looking at like frozen pizzas, and their frozen pizza section even had like, it wasn't just like, here's pepperoni and whatever, like they used to have. They had like this one, it was like chorizo and like 4 cheeses that were like, higher end cheeses. They weren't just like, oh yeah, here's sausage or whatever. It was chorizo and this, they had different types. And I was like, huh. And like I said, I was looking at various stuff like that. And I was like, I should come here more often because there's some interesting stuff here.
That's what I was doing. Cause I'm doing my slow fucking casual, like I was pimp walking through there.
Right.
Looking at labels because I'm a label looker. I'm a nutrition looker.
Yeah.
I was blown away by some of the shit they had.
Yeah, and
I'm as a sitter, I was trying to cut the sugar out of my life, so I've been embracing like stevia.
Yeah,
for certain things when I want a little sweet tooth action. Mm-hmm. I could buy a huge satchel of it for like $5.
A satchel.
It's like, what is this?
Not a bag, not a box, but a satchel.
A satchel, yes.
Sure.
It's like I never would have expected, and they had grapeseed oil. I went there on a whim, like. Maybe they're going to have this.
Yeah.
And they had it, and it was dirt cheap. So I have a nice, a future beard oil bottle, basically. But
right. That's interesting. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to be going there more often.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck that I need to have a quarter in my pocket to get a shopping cart. Because you get your quart back.
Yeah. And
which also I appreciate because there's no dickheads leaving their carts in the middle of the goddamn parking lot.
I was going to say, you get your quarterback unless you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I have seen carts left out, but it's very rare. Usually what you'll just see is somebody walking up to the store and someone else will be like, you'll see people hand other people a quarter and then they just take the cart,
Yeah. Cause that makes sense. That makes sense. Also,
I think you have to pay for your own bags and stuff there too if you...
I brought my own because one time we went and saw Rogue One, which we can get into that later if you want.
Okay.
But when we were driving there, Leah's like, "Hey, can I bring?" Or before we left, she's like, "Can I bring money because I want to buy candy at the movie theater?" I'm like, "Slow down. If you want candy, that's fine, but we're not going to movie theater." And I was like, "Let's hit." We just hit Aldi's because I'm like, I'm sure they got candy here, and that's where I was like, "Oh, this place might be amazing." And then I went later.
Right.
So we bought candy from Aldi's, and that's where I was like, I need to bring bags, because they're like, fuck you.
Yeah, they charge
you for
the
This is how we maintain our low prices and have like 2 people working.
Yeah, I was going to say they also only have like 2 people working, but they pay for the workers. I think the average worker makes like $15 an hour. I don't want to get into all that because I'm sure there's some people that are listening that are union that are like furious with us right now, but hey, whatever.
Probably.
Not our problem.
But like I said, I can't, I'm not going to shit on them anymore.
No.
Once upon a time, I'd drive by and be like,
yeah,
somebody's getting some like pig hoof and they're calling it, sirloin.
Well, not to mention, like seriously for the longest time, especially as we were younger, overall off-brand or store brand stuff was shit. So much of it tasted like the hottest of garbage. And the quality of that stuff
really
has
stepped up their game.
Yeah, the quality of that stuff, even at your bigger stores and stuff, I buy a lot of stuff generic now, unless there's a specific taste. Like you can't buy knockoff Cheez-Its, or something like that because they taste weird, or Nilla wafers. I found that out. Oh my God. I don't know if you've ever bought off-brand Nilla wafers, but oh my God, they're horrible.
Well, it's like what I do now is if it's an off-brand thing, I look at the ingredients.
Yep, me too.
Because if it's got like, it's got like troll steam in it or
Yeah.
something, I'm like, I'm buying it for sure.
Right.
Or
if
like
it's,
we needed mayonnaise,
yeah,
Although I really should just
make your own. Yeah,
should just make my own.
you should just make your own.
Because
Yeah.
that's really what I do, and it's cheaper probably.
Yeah, probably.
But that's another podcast. That's when I start, homesteading with Tony.
I can't
Yes.
wait. I want to be part of this podcast also.
You will.
Yeah.
It's going to be a video cast. We're going to do nothing but homesteading.
I would totally be down for us doing a cooking video podcast because I think you and I would have a lot of fun doing it. So
Well, I'm sure we could. Hey there, Patreon.
that's what we should do for a Patreon thing is just come up with a bunch of other ideas and do like a pilot season on Patreon.
You want to know how to make my sick ass chili?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Tony's making it and just vomiting in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
This
sick.
is the part. Get the blurry filter out where you got to hike down your drawers.
Let's just say, look, there's all sorts of ways to stir chili. This is just my preferred way. Zip.
Zip. Remember that blue pill we referenced in episode 280, whatever?
The old, I got to take my stirring stick pill.
That's what they call it on the plantation. The old stir and stick pill.
Right?
I don't know why I said plantation.
Cause you're racist secretly? I don't know.
Maybe
You're still interested
sorry,
in
T.
owning people? Yeah.
I love you, T.
Terrible.
But yeah, so I can't shed an Aldi anymore, and I think it's become part of my repertoire of shopping.
Yeah. You know what's really sad to me is there used to be one that was essentially right around the corner from where I live. And they
Right.
moved it down by a grocery store, which is a weird move, but I guess
That
it's
was
not.
the one I went to.
Yeah.
Because my thought was, and I'll get into that too. I had a whole day yesterday doing this.
Okay. Now, is
Well,
this
my
a
thought
preview
was-
of Tony's homesteading show or?
Maybe.
Okay.
But no, I was like, hey, if this place doesn't have grapeseed oil, then I need to make my beard oil that smells delicious because I put essential oils in it.
Do you say sensual oils?
Essential oils. I actually said essential, but I'm going to change it to sensual oils.
How about essential?
Yeah, they're electronic essential oils.
Yes.
I was just going to head over to Myers because I know they would for sure have grapeseed
Yeah,
oil.
I was going to say they should have it. Yeah.
But my whole thing, all right. Oh, you sorry, dude, I put so much booze in this drink and it's really kicking in.
There's so many pins in these stories.
Yeah. You remember that hockey game though, like Brian, we're going to a hockey game?
Yes.
Yeah, scratch that.
Okay.
Because every Christmas, the Mud Hens, which is our local minor league baseball team, they give me a gift card because I deliver a ton of shit to them every year.
Right.
Except for this year, stingy bastards.
Yeah.
But, so I've got like $150 worth of gift cards because I never use them.
Right.
And I should.
Yeah, you should.
So finally, I'm like, we're going to go to a hockey game. Because the Mud Hens, our local baseball team, owns the same company owns the Walleye, which is the shittiest name for a team ever.
I don't know about that, but it's pretty awful. Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but
It's
they own
pretty
the hockey team.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I went, before I had my Aldi experience, drove down to the stadium, stood in line like a gentleman.
Yeah.
Found out I was standing in the wrong line.
Which you'll
I was
do.
actually in line for Harlem Globetrotter tickets. Who knew?
It's worth going. I've seen them twice.
I guess.
It was a fun show.
But I'm like,
I was like
motherfucker,
12, but whatever.
I need all these hockey tickets.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And we picked out the section. I had everything lined up. And she's like, it's going to be this amount of money. I'm like, perfect. I have these gift cards. And she goes, oh, those are Mud Hens gift cards? We don't accept those.
Are you kidding me?
I went, really?
Wow.
She's like, yeah, I know it's weird. And she must have saw the look of like, the fuck in my face. Cause she was very apologetic.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, Brian. Same company owns both of them.
Yeah.
So, and I know you're a baseball fan, but I would much rather go see hockey myself. That's why I've never used them.
As much as I love baseball, I'd rather go see hockey too. Cause
Yeah. So I guess I'm just going to dump all these gift cards into like because at the Swamp Shop, which is the trendy name for the gift shop at Mud Hen Stadium,
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy some walleye gear.
Yeah, I was going to say,
probably.
just go buy some merch or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all because I don't mind baseball, but I'd rather see hockey.
Right.
And I'm really kind of bummed out because I was kind of itching to see some hockey.
Go get yourself a walleye hoodie.
Yeah, maybe a hat.
Yeah.
I know sometimes they got throwback gear. If I get like an old school hockey hat,
Yeah.
now we're talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, we're going too local.
It's fair enough.
But yeah, I was kind of bothered
Now,
by the fact.
in fairness, the Mud Hens are, I believe, billed as world famous Toledo Mud Hens at times. So, I mean,
I guess I don't have to say going local then.
yeah. Although most people listening are probably
all
like,
the
huh?
listeners should know about them.
That's right. Especially if you're our age and watched MASH.
Yeah. You remember that cross-dresser in MASH?
Yeah. From
Is
the
that
area.
a rude thing to say? From the area.
Yeah.
He had a giant beak.
Yeah. Jamie Farr.
Yeah.
Yep. Promoted Tony
From
Pacos. Yep.
He did, indeed.
It's still weird to me when people don't know what Tony Pacos is. Do you ever run
Right.
into that to where you're kind of like, how do you not know? Cause like, I don't know why, but it's, I just assume everyone knows what Tony Pacos is.
Yeah, it is weird. I agree. Well, because my work, once upon a time, up until a couple years ago, used to ship out all of their online orders.
Which is still weird to me. Yeah.
So, every day there'd be like, people would overnight like hot dogs and shit to California.
Yep. That's how much they love these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't do it anymore. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's not for me to really worry about, I guess.
Exactly right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? It's just,
It is weird.
I think it was you. They didn't like you.
It probably was me.
Yeah.
It's because I would teabag the packages.
Well,
I love, dude, there's nothing better than dry ice on your balls.
yeah. Some people use, Gold Band. Is that what it is?
Gold Bond?
Gold Bond. Why did I say Gold Band? It's like
Gold Band only if you want. It's like a cock ring.
Right,
It's
yeah.
Gold Band.
Right. It also dries your balls.
It's crazy. It's
useful.
double thing.
Yeah, like those things, those charcoal balls you put in shoes. It's basically that, but it's you just put it around your business and keeps everything nice and dry. That would actually be really useful.
Looks really great in tight slacks.
Exactly.
Why we require lawyers to wear them?
Exactly. The tightest of slacks.
The tightest.
Our lawyers can't sit down. That's how tight those slacks are.
Yeah. They sit down, ass is gone.
Yeah, it's just ruined.
Rip right out.
Fair enough.
Why you don't wear tight slacks when you're doing like goblet squats.
That's true.
Right out.
Actually, that's when I put on my tight slacks.
Oh, well, you got to show off that ass.
Right. I'm testing my glute strength,
Exactly.
and squeeze. Clinch.
If I can rip through this Egyptian cotton,
Yep.
it's on.
That's right.
I don't know. Because I only have slacks made of the finest Egyptian
Well,
cotton.
obviously, what are we, savages? I mean,
Exactly.
jeez.
What were we talking?
Dude, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know how we got here.
Neither do I.
Are you done with your Aldi experience or in your?
Yeah, I just was blown away at
Okay.
some of the shit they had in there, and
me too.
it was like someone clicked on the flashlight in my world,
Yeah.
or when Alice in Wonderland goes to color all of a sudden,
Right.
Yeah,
I understand.
I bought my kids ramen for some reason. I don't know why. Because it was dirt cheap. It was like $2 for 12 packs.
That's exactly why you bought
and
it.
I'm like,
yeah.
they fucking love ramen. I guess I'll surprise them with some ramen.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look, Daddy loves you. He spent $2 on you. And they were excited.
I love that so much. Look, Daddy loves you.
It's true though. They're like, oh my God, ramen.
Wow, you really don't give your kids much, do you?
That's what happens. You lock them in the basement for a few years. Look what happens. It's great.
Sure, makes sense to
You
me.
like throw them a paperclip and they think it's like a transformer. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like, hey, I got you some new friends. You just throw some various office supplies down there and it's a party.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Not too many office supplies. I've seen those
No.
videos online where you can make a crossbow and shit out of like binder clips and
No.
rope.
Yeah, nothing
We don't
dangerous
need
like
revolts.
nothing dangerous like rubber bands and staplers or anything. So
No. That's right out.
yeah, but good times for everybody.
Right?
Ooh, yeah. Let's see, I'm looking at my my list of things here for the week. So I've watched a lot of stuff this week.
I've been watching some shit myself.
A lot of shit.
Brian, I will please enlighten me.
So we'll start with they just put a couple weeks ago. They put that show that Zach Galifianakis is in called Baskets into. Yeah, he's a clown, or he wants to be a clown, I guess, as it were. And Louis Anderson plays his mom. And Louis Anderson is tremendous as his mom.
Louis Anderson plays his mom.
Yeah, like wears horrible or big clothing and like, but it's not just a comedic role. Like there's some depth to the character that Louis Anderson's playing. Like he's fantastic in the role. And Zach Galifianakis plays a guy named Chip Baskets, and he also has a twin brother on the show that's like kind of like the goody two shoes or whatever. But it's a weird, dark kind of comedy show, which, right up my alley, it was pretty entertaining. Like there's some really funny stuff in that show. But again, it was.
Say it's on Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu now. It was on, FX or FXX. I can't remember. It was on one of the two of those, before, but, cause it looks like Hulu has a deal with like FX or whatever. But you have to wait a while. Like season 2 of Baskets is going to be in a few weeks here. So they put season 1 in Hulu for you to watch. Cause, for a long time, like it showed up at one point and I was like, awesome, and then I click on it and I was like, oh, this is just like a trailer. I was like, all right. I'm like, well, that probably tells me it's going to be in here eventually, So, yeah, I enjoyed that. What else did I watch? Hulu has an original show called Shut Eye that I started watching too. And it's a guy who he's a psychic basically, but he's not a psychic. And I know this isn't like the show Psych that was on USA, but he's basically a con artist, and, but he gets attacked by like this one woman who comes to see him. He tells her that her boyfriend is, maybe cheating on her. And then the boyfriend like hunts him down and just beats the shit out of him. And after that, he starts like essentially.
I bet you didn't see that one coming.
Oh, I see. No. But after that, it seems as though he has the ability to actually read minds.
Oh shit.
Or predict the future a little bit, like kind of a thing. So, and he's basically, he works for, gypsies and, they kind of have control of the whole, psychic and all that kind of, shit. And, all the shops in town that do that kind of stuff, they control like the whole thing. Right. So, and it looks like that they're gonna, it looks like they're working, like a big con to kind of get out of their control or whatever. So it's, but it was pretty interesting show. Like at first I was kind of like, all right, so this is, it's whatever. And then he starts actually kind of being able to read people's, or predict, he's reading their minds essentially is what he's doing. And,
wait till he hits carrier fire starter levels.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm curious. I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes into it. So I am kind of curious as the season goes on if, will these things keep manifesting or will they go away or, will they get stronger? Like what's happening here? So.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, that was pretty interesting. And
once he gets infused with the Phoenix Force, shit gets real.
Oh, it's going to be over then.
Yeah.
And then I saw that they put, also in Hulu, they put the final season of Community in there.
Oh, right on.
And I was like, what the hell? There's only, 9 or 13 episodes. I was like, that way I've, give the show the whole run,
If I remember right, the last season of Community is,
it's rough. There's been one episode so far that I thought was really funny. The rest have been, they're okay, but it's like,
right.
Once with Donald Glover's not on the show anymore, and what's her name? is it Yvette Brown? I think she's gone from the show too. And, you know, the guy that, I can't think of the actor's name, but he's Mike on Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
Right.
That guy was on the previous season, you know, but he's gone too. So they bring in Paget Brewster to play somebody who's basically trying to get the school's budget back under control and help them, you know, grow and make money. And she's fine. She's, you know, a good enough character. But the whole Troy and Abed stuff is not there anymore. And that's a real big part of the show. And not having Donald Glover there, it's like, you know, there's more Ken Jeong than in the past seasons, and he's fine, but it's just, yeah, it's definitely a show that went on longer than it should have, you know? So
definitely,
unless you're like a completist, essentially like me, I would say maybe skip this season. Cause there's some good the only thing that I love about the season so far, I haven't watched all of it. I'm through 8 or 9 episodes. One thing I do love is how they keep breaking the fourth wall. You know,
right.
That I do appreciate because, you know, like Abed makes a comment at one point about, something happening and he's like, you can't do that at this point, 2/3 of the way through the season or something like that. And I just cracked up because, you know, he's a weird character and it, you know, like it totally fits his character that his character sees everything as movies and TV, but the fact that it's clearly breaking the wall because that is actually where they're at in the season.
Is he the only character that broke the wall in that show?
I think so. I don't think the others do. I think he does. And again, it works because he basically sees everything as a movie or a TV show.
Right.
You know, how life plays itself out the way TV shows and stuff work. So I think he's the only one who truly breaks it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's been a while since I watched Community, but I seem to remember he was the only one that would break the wall like that.
Yeah. And, yeah, like I said, there's one episode that I found really funny. I can't remember what episode it was though. I just remember laughing a bunch at one of the episodes and the rest have been, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, unless you're a completist, I probably just skip this season. So, cause even the last season before it went to Yahoo was, it wasn't great. It was good, but it wasn't great, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. All right. I think that's what I remember watching this week. I'm sure I've watched other stuff, but I just can't think of.
Well, I've been watching, we watched Rogue One.
Right.
Which
I have not seen, so yeah.
I'll say no spoilers, but I enjoyed it.
It's tough for me because I think just about everybody I know has already seen it. So I don't know if or when I'll be seeing it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's no worries. It was one of those things where, you know, the kids got movie tickets. They're like, hey, let's go see a movie.
I got to say this was funny. Fluffy Bunny Ash and I were talking the night she saw it. And she was like, she's like, no spoilers, but, or something. I can't remember. I think it was like no spoilers, but they get the plans in the end or something. Or she goes, spoiler alert, they get the plans to the Death Star. And I was like, oh, come on, you know.
That's pretty funny.
For anyone listening, if you didn't know that.
Shout out to Fluffy Bunny Ash.
Yeah, that's kind of the premise of the movie is, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I was like, oh, come on, you just ruined it. And she goes, and also, like, let me tell you, this Darth Vader guy, you know, he's going to be something big. So, yeah, that cracked me up because, you know, that was the best spoiler somebody probably could have given me from the movie. So, but it was obviously obvious that, you know, they get the plans because it takes place before another movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they have the plans.
That's what I kind of liked it, is they're kind of starting to flesh out some of the stuff there. Like, well, how do you know?
Although, wouldn't it have been funny if they didn't get the plans and then they're like, coming next year, Rogue 2 or whatever. Or Rogue One 2. That's what they'll call it.
Rogue One -2. Now
right.
he gets the plans.
Yeah. That would have been the way I would have done the movie. A giant middle finger to everybody at the end.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, they're going to get away with it. And then you just see they just get blown up. Like, credits.
Oh, shit. No, it definitely, I don't know. As a Star Wars fan, I enjoyed it.
Right.
I don't know, I'm not going to give it my, like, oh my God. It was, It's not making a religion in my life or anything, but
I have to ask you a question.
yes.
How many Channing Tatums do you give it? Because that's what everyone's listening for.
What was our scale again? Was it 1 to 10 Channings?
I think it's honestly kind of whatever you want it to be.
Okay, all right.
I don't remember.
I would give it probably 5 Channings and then 3 more Channings, but they're wearing Vader helmets.
Okay. So you're using the 10 Channing scale. Okay.
10 Channing scale.
Right.
I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
I like Star Wars. I've liked Star Wars forever. And, so it's nice to have different parts kind of put out there now so we know what the fuck happened or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
That's one of the things I've enjoyed about watching, like the Clone Wars and Rebels, is that it's the stuff that takes place in between other stuff, so they're filling the gaps for us to, so we know what's going on.
And it was kind of cool because it wasn't like, here's a movie involving the Skywalker family.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, they're over here.
Over here now.
They're in the movie, but they're not the main focus of the movie.
Right. You just see him
kind of different.
You just see him walking by on camera every once in a while.
Yeah,
sorry.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Although, dude, I sold the fuck out. We barely got seats together as a family.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was insane. Sold the fuck out.
Well, you are seeing it when everybody's off of work and school.
Yeah.
And,
that was kind of what I was like, well, we got to make sure we get there on time to get some seats.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's cool.
But so I've been watching that.
Good.
I'm probably the only person on the, listening to this podcast that's never watched the Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock.
I have not either. It's in my
holy shit as a show then.
Yeah, in my queue, but I have not watched. And the sad part is there's only 6 episodes a season or something like that, and there's only 3 seasons.
Season 3 has 4 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The other 2 have 3, but each episode's an hour and a half.
But
so it's like a movie.
But even still, that's you know what I mean. It's like I'm sitting here oh yeah, I'm on episode 8 or 9 of Community. I've watched 4 episodes of Shut Eye. I watched 10 episodes of Baskets. I could have watched. Right. I watched a lot of wrestling
because we saw Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna move for Star Wars. So I started watching Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I'm not very deep in that. And then Jeannie got from work, she's like, oh, you're watching Clone Wars? I thought we were going to watch this together. I was like, fuck. So I stopped watching that.
Yeah.
And there's more new season of Sherlock dropping in January. So I'm so today I've been binge watching Sherlock trying to catch up.
Fair enough. There's so many episodes of Clone Wars. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
God damn, it's good. I'm in the middle of season 2 right now.
Yeah. I need to
in
start
the middle,
watching
I'm there's 3 episodes. I've watched 2 of the.
Right. Oh yeah. I forgot. I've also watched 2 more episodes of Westwood. I still haven't finished that yet. I'm through episode 8, I think now.
Right.
So I'm getting close.
I have actually a Westwood news story if you want to talk about it real quick.
As long as it's nothing spoilery for the last few episodes.
No, there's no spoilers as far as I know, so I won't read the whole news story.
Okay.
But people that have been playing The Sims are creating Westworld.
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
The Sims,
I love it.
Which is pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't read the article. I just saw it come up on multiple,
Now, what they should be doing is making Hobo Gulch in The Sims.
Yes. When I first started watching Westwood, that was a tweet I threw out, Brian, or an Instagram, was Westworld is exactly what we were envisioned when we talked about Hobo Gulch.
Yeah, it pretty much is, isn't it?
Instead of robots, though, it's just homeless people.
Right. So true, though. So true.
So true.
So, you watch anything else? I'm trying to think if I did. I feel like there was another show I've watched, and I can't think what it is, but whatever.
Today was Sherlock Day.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I watched a lot of Clone Wars, and I don't know.
You got so many episodes of that to watch.
I know.
There's 100 and some episodes of it.
Well, our typical New Year's gig is we go up to the cottage, and it's super relaxed and chill, and we binge watch something.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're going to binge watch Clone Wars.
Yeah. It's worth it. Most of the episodes are really good. What you'll find, though, is they start doing 3 episode arcs. as they go on. And a lot of times one of the episodes is amazing. The other two are, and then or that whole arc will be good. And then there'll be like one or two in between before the next arc. And those ones it reminds you of filler, in comic books, there'll be a story arc. Then there's like that fill-in issue or two. And then they start a new story arc. Those fill-in ones are like,
Right.
But as the seasons get on toward the end, it gets so good. Cause you can see the animation get better and the storytelling is just so much better.
Well, like Leah, for instance, she didn't really want to see Rogue One because she's not a huge Star Wars fan.
Right.
She wanted to see Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Which just shows you the caliber of kids I'm raising.
Right.
Nerds. But Doctor Strange is no longer being shown in our area.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
So we went and saw Rogue One. I asked her what she thought of it. And she said she liked the movie, but she didn't really know what was going on.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm like, well, you've never watched the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Because she just never had an interest in it.
Wow, you're a terrible father. I mean, hey, right. No.
To be fair, I don't own them on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I should.
I don't own them on Blu-ray either. I own them on DVD, but not Blu-ray. Well,
yeah.
I own the first three movies, meaning 4, 5, and 6, and I own episode 1 on DVD also, I think, or is it episode 2? I can't remember. So, because it was like $5. So
I kind of feel like I need the complete Saga Blu-ray set.
That's what I'd like to
get. Annalise, my birthday's in April.
Tony,
take one from your facilities.
Tony needs 2 of them.
Yeah, I need 2. One for each location my bunker.
He needs 3. He needs 3 then.
Brian, the other one's for you.
Oh, well, we'll sell the other one.
Yes, but
we'll give it away. We'll give it away in free podcast garbage. Boy, wouldn't that be a treat?
That would be a good one.
What?
But I feel like I need to get that shit because I have the Cartoon Network, like all the shorts DVDs.
Yeah.
That what's his name? Powerpuff Girls dude did.
Jenny Tartakovsky or something. Yeah.
Because once upon a time we sat down and we watched the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in one day.
That's a lot to watch. Yeah.
It's a lot to watch. I kind of want to do it of Star Wars now and just watch everything chronologically.
Right.
Especially with this whole Rogue One thing and.
Yeah. Well, it's also, when you get to the end of, Clone Wars, there's a few unfinished episodes essentially that are available. I think I talked about them on the show before. They're available on Star Wars websites. I have a link for it. So when you get to that point, let me know. I can give you that link. And then they actually wrapped up what was supposed to be the final arc of the show, in a comic book series, a 4-part comic book series. That's actually that was supposed to be the final season, but they cut production on the final season basically because I don't know why, but they started these episodes, but I don't think they're completely they're not completely finished. Like you can watch them from what I understand. I still haven't watched them, but but they're not polished basically.
Right.
But they put them up on StarWars.com at one point. As long as the links still work. If not, I'm sure they're out there. But, man, that's a lot of Star Wars, though.
Hey, man.
And Rebels is really good, too, but the only way to watch Rebels is through Disney XD. And I don't know if you can still watch all the episodes, like, on the app or not.
I'm sure there's a way.
I'm sure they're out there, yeah.
Sure there's a way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's been Star Wars. I don't know. I haven't been watching much, but Sherlock and Star Wars this week, basically.
Fair enough. Well, I guess while we're talking Star Wars, why don't we, do the update from last week? Obviously, we talked about Carrie Fisher last week, and then this week, everyone already knows by the time this comes out, everyone knows she passed away, which, made a lot of people incredibly sad and such because, Star Wars is something that people consider almost or some cases they do like a religion, or it feels like it's part of you because it, for a lot of people. So, it was, pretty sad. And, it's funny, like I've seen so many people talk about how she was one of the first, like, strong female characters that they ever saw, and I kind of agree with that. Like, I remember her in that role. Cause I remember even as a kid seeing that and going like, wow, she's not like the princesses and pretty much anything else. Most of the princess stuff you saw at the time was, was just damsel in distress stuff. And, whereas she was like, give me that blaster and just right after it,
fucking back talking Vader and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Just, taking no guff until later from Han Solo and such, it was, it was a really cool character. And then, I mean, obviously, as a lad, when you see the, the slave Leia, you're just like, how you doing, but.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
She was a smoke show when she was young. That's for sure.
One thing I gotta say that I found really funny, which was, she had said at one point in an interview about how, as we talked a long time ago about her conversation with George Lucas about why she couldn't wear a bra.
Oh yeah, they don't have bras in space.
Right. And he also told her that it would move up and strangle her or whatever, or cut off her circulation or whatever it was. And I just love I can't remember the quote. I should have looked it up, but it was where she talks about how she wanted her death reported as she strangled to death, by her own bra or something like that in space, and it made me laugh because of how she just full on embraced that shit,
Right.
But I talked on the Crazy Life a little bit about it too, because she was also a very outspoken advocate for mental health awareness because she was bipolar. And she did a lot of things to try to make mental illness part of a conversation, not to just hide.
She played such a crazy girlfriend in the Blues Brothers.
Right on. Oh yeah. She was great in that too. Yeah. With the flamethrower and yeah. But yeah, so she played, strong characters that a lot of women identified with and, and then in life, being unabashedly, vocal about her, drug and alcohol abuse and then her bipolar, just here I am, warts and all basically, and, deal with it.
Right.
So, yeah. So I don't know what you have to say about it.
It was one of those things that, I mean, we've had a lot of celebrity deaths this year, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Fucking Year to Reaper, 2016.
Did you see that, like, someone mocked up a Time cover with, like, the Grim Reaper on it and Person of the Year or whatever?
Person of the Year, Grim Reaper.
Jeez.
But the amount of internet, and maybe it's just because I've been off this week and on the internet more, but the amount of internet shit I saw over her death was strikingly strong.
Well, I mean, Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars. It's just, I mean, it's been everywhere. Every of the different sites that I go to, it's been a lot of Carrie Fisher content.
Sure. Well, it makes sense. I mean, she's an icon,
She is an icon.
Film, so yeah.
Like I say, it's probably got a lot to do with just the fact that I'm, sitting at home watching Sherlock and fucking around on my phone. Basically.
I'm sure it does. Yeah. But, and the thing was, it kind of raised the question, and I was, I saw, was it the Mary Sue, I think it was, website, or, they had a thing on there where, obviously people are curious what was going to happen with, like, episodes 8 and 9, because, she was in episode 7, and there was the stuff that was out there was like rumored that in episode 8 that cause they already have episode 8 completely done. Like it's shot, it's ready to go. So, and I guess she has an expanded role in it, like a very expanded role in it. So it's kind of like, I wonder what they'll do for episode 9 because they did not start shooting that. Do they go the CG route? Do they essentially recast Princess Leia or General Leia, I should say? Do they just write her out? What do you think, like that kind of a thing?
I hope they don't go for a recast, but at the same time, I also hope they don't do CGI.
Right?
It just kind of seems like
and
almost disrespectful.
Right.
Almost.
But to just write her out would also kind of, it would probably see a little clunky in the storytelling.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, obviously they have to figure something.
Yeah, this is. I kind of feel like it's almost a no-win. Like no matter what they do. I was telling Heno this last night. I was like, I almost feel like no matter what they do, they're going to get a lot of backlash.
Although one of the favorite really made me laugh and was so dark and evil but it was just a thing I saw on Imager that was, it was Kylo Ren like fist pumping.
Yeah.
And it was just captioned like, when you find out you don't have to make plans to kill your mom anymore.
Oh, wow.
That's just like, oh,
damn, that is dark.
But it really made me laugh when I saw it.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I luckily for them, they have a lot of time because, like episode 8 doesn't drop until next Christmas.
Right.
And then 9 wouldn't be for 2 more years. So, they've got a while to work this out. But yeah, I'm very curious because the other question is like, is there going to be plans to go past episode 9 or is 9 going to be the end?
Everything seems like a trilogy.
Yeah. Like, are they going to, because if they're going to keep going with the franchise at that point, which they could do because people still, as long as they're decent movies, but.
Oh, they're going to, if Rogue One showed anything, it's that people will show up anyway.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Even if it's got nothing to do with the main story arc, because rumor has it, there's going to be Boba Fett movies and.
Yeah. Well, we know there's a Han Solo one.
It's such an expansive universe. Yeah. They can just do whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
They could just keep making all sorts. They could just do focus stories like the Han Solo one and stuff,
Oh yeah, for sure.
To where it's just going to be, hey, go through a bunch of the major characters and, they could do a whole story with, Obi-Wan, like during the time after, like the Clone Wars stuff,
Yeah, definitely.
Where he went off on his own and then, before he met with Luke, basically, that gap of time, cause there's a comic series that's doing it right now. So,
right.
There's all sorts of stuff in there too, but yeah, cause if they're going to keep her around, if they're going to keep the character around, they almost probably are going to have to recast, but if they're not going to keep the character around, then they could,
I kind of feel like there'd be so much backlash if they recast her.
I do too. I feel like CG is going to be what's going to happen. I feel like they may reduce her role story-wise and then just CG it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I feel like they'll do. But I don't know, because we don't know what happens in episode 8. Maybe she isn't in episode 9,
Well, minimal spoilers here, but they had young Carrie Fisher in Rogue One.
Yeah.
And it didn't look bad.
Right.
Like Jeannie said, it freaked her out a little bit because, like, Grand Moff Tarkin
is, yeah.
Whoever they played him was close, but you could tell there was CGI. She said the eyes were fucked up.
Yeah. That's what Henno said too. He said the CG looked a little bit weird, but.
Yeah, it was a little, like, a wee bit off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's getting creepy good.
Yeah, right.
At the same time.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, I guess there's that. What else we got?
But so, we got Carrie Fisher.
Yep.
George Michael.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And Carrie Fisher's mom, Debbie Reynolds, all this week.
Right. I know. That's nuts.
And Robert Holzman.
Who's Robert Holzman?
The inventor of the Red Solo Cup.
Oh, well. He's pretty important to party.
He
stuff.
also died.
Well, like I said, it's a pretty big contribution to parties. So,
indeed,
yeah.
I think probably everyone that's listened to our show right now has had a cocktail out of a Red Solo Cup.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Well, in the voice of what is it, the Heat Miser, or was it the Snow Miser? Whichever, he died too.
Oh yeah, Heat Miser died too. I think.
Yeah,
right?
And there was something else I read. I don't remember. That's why it was really weird this week, because Stan Lee's birth and Nichelle Nichols' birthday were yesterday or day before, or whatever. And when I saw it trending on Twitter, I was like, oh boy, because I saw Stan Lee's name, and I was like, well, Stan Lee had a good run. Oh, he's still alive, And then there was a hoax last night, I guess, that like Tony Hawk died. So, which he's fine, but I don't. People are just being dicks on the internet about it,
Yeah. Oh, we're almost to 2017.
Yeah.
Although I did see a post online that made a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, all of our cultural icons are becoming elderly.
Exactly.
So every year is going to become 2016.
I said that to somebody too, because it makes sense. Because what's happening is you're seeing a lot of these people from our childhoods you know? And it's like, dude, we're 38, you know? So, you know, if you put another 20, 30 years on
Slow
people.
down. I'm only 37.
Oh, sorry. But, you know, it's the idea that it makes sense. Just math will tell you this is going to happen more and more. It's similar to like, I remember like I told somebody once before, I didn't really start feeling old until like all the athletes that I idolized as a kid all started retiring, you know?
Right.
Like all my childhood heroes in sports are all retired at this point, you know, or almost all retired. I think they all are, but you know what I mean? It's like, and even past that now, they're like Hall of Fame age now, you know, like that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's just math, you know. I also saw another one, which was great, made a lot of good points, which was talking about how a lot of these people who have died this year have some history of drug or alcohol abuse.
Right.
You know, as it's very common in famous people. So that obviously,
70s, 80s.
Yep. So obviously,
let's do some coke, yo.
Right. And that's going to contribute heavily to heart conditions and stuff like that later, you know. Even if you get clean, it still can, you know, it weakens your system. So yeah, I think you're right though. I think it's going to get brutal for a while.
That's just going to become our norm.
Yeah.
And the internet's going to be like, oh my God, oh my God. We thought 2016 was bad, 2017 is way worse.
Yeah. Well, and it makes sense too, because you think about it, as people how many jokes have been made over the years about how old people like to look at the obituaries because, you know, you start seeing more and more people that you know in them, and it's like, it's the same idea, you know, you turn on the news and, this person died. It's like, well, makes sense. You know, don't get me wrong. There's some of them this year that have been, you know, really young and kind of unexpected, but, you know, a lot of, you know, that's always going to be there too. But a lot of them.
Meanwhile, the Kardashians live on.
Right. And Keith Richards is still kicking. So.
Well, it's because he's a lich.
Yeah. That's probably
He loves wizard coffee.
Yeah. Smart man. Wizard coffee keeps you alive.
Yeah. Keeps you alive.
We cannot, you know, can't back those claims up, but.
No. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. That's right. We don't have
Once
money.
the studies come in.
Yeah. We're going to have scientists like, you know, when WWE gets security and it's just local talent, you know, to play security guards, that's what it's going to be. We're just going to get local talent to pretend they're scientists, you know.
That's always my favorite whenever I do that.
Yeah.
Like, man, all these EMTs are fucking huge and shredded.
Yeah, right.
That's weird.
That's funny. They all look like wrestlers. Every one of them. And there's like never or rarely a female in the bunch, you know?
Looks like every single one of them is just drinking straight gorilla testosterone. Strange.
Yep.
What are the odds?
That's why it's funny sometimes when they're in certain areas. That wrestling group I'm part of, some of the guys know some of the like indie guys, you know, in like New York and stuff. So every once in a while, one of them will be like, "Oh, hey, look, guys, there's my buddy, whatever," you know. I'll be like, "Oh, he's a security guard," you know. Like, no, he's an indie wrestler, but
on the indie scene, he's known as a flying wombat.
Yeah, you know,
WWE is known as a pizza guy.
The security guard ones are funny, but it's the better ones are when they're like supposed to be actual police, and then it's the same idea. All the police are like looking like they're strippers more than they look like actual cops, you know.
Here for a noise violation. Exactly. Ladies.
Oh my. Ugh. All right. So, what else we got here? There's rumors going around that, Ryan Reynolds is going to be Deadpool in Logan.
He better be.
Yeah. That's actually going to happen. Makes a lot of sense because that'll bring a lot of people to the movie that might skip it otherwise. You know, because
everyone loves Wolverine, but yeah, I hear you.
Right now, you know, Deadpool's maybe their most popular or one of the most popular characters. So, you know,
definitely.
Yeah. Why not oversaturate? I mean, hey,
you know, I mean, it's like a license to print money.
Oh, it is. You're absolutely right. It is. Although, you know, it's funny. Fluffy Bunny Ash and I were talking about that, and about how it's interesting how so many kids love Deadpool, but they really shouldn't have seen the Deadpool movie, probably.
No, not at all.
And they shouldn't really be reading Deadpool comics because they're not really aimed for kids. Yet he's so popular, you know. We were
well, I do believe in the a lot of the Marvel games. Don't they have Deadpool and he like cracks wise like Spider-Man, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Like in the Lego Marvel game, he's a character who's throughout the game and stuff. So he's wisecracking the whole time. It's so funny because what he is what Spider-Man was when we were kids. You know? I mean, the difference is that
definitely.
like, but in the comics and stuff, I mean, he doesn't just like shoot guys with rubber bullets or whatever or subdue them. He kills and maims and does all this stuff. You know, we were talking about how it's interesting that Marvel hasn't put out a line of Deadpool books that are aimed a little younger to where maybe he subdues guys a little more than kills them or whatever,
just
you know.
Chops their heads off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he does in the book. He cuts heads off. He'll cut limbs off of people. He stabs them, shoots them, you know. And it's interesting, you know, that Marvel hasn't gone, hey, this character's insanely popular. Maybe we should tone it down to make it a little more family friendly, you know?
Maybe we should downshift it a tad.
Yeah. Now, I know there's a series out right now with him and Spider-Man. And I think Spider-Man basically keeps on him about like, hey, no killing and stuff like that, you know? So, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. So
that is weird.
Yeah. So, all right. That's all I got for the week.
That's pretty much, I'm newsed out over here.
All right, cool. Well, let's move into Dude Mountain update.
I think I gotta turn this down a little bit for this.
Mm-hmm.
Dude Mountain.
Almost the last update, to be honest.
It is.
It's the last week of games.
This is the last week. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, like pretty much the past whole season, the bottom three you got our buddy Clint, you got our buddy Jeff from Hobie, and you got our buddy fucking Neil from Daft Pod.
Yeah.
They're down there. It's just an orgy down at the bottom of Dude Mountain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what they don't know, Brian, there's a fucking avalanche of glaze coming at them.
So true.
So true.
It is true. Yep.
So, you know, you got the middle ground, which has all of us losers. But then it's top three.
Yep.
You got our pal Garrett, number 3. You got your co-host on The Crazy Life, Henno, and his dogs, Fuzzy and Fatty, just owning.
Mind blowing.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
It is. I love the fact that they're just chasing balls.
Yeah.
And he's second.
Right.
In the pick'em.
Yeah. Oddly enough, that's how I make my picks too.
Just chasing balls.
I just chase balls. Wait a minute.
Number 1, though.
That's right.
Way to maintain your grip on the fucking Dude Mountain.
I know. This is the most breathing room
God.
I've had in first place. Because it's 3 points or 4 points, whatever it is.
You're up by 4 points.
Yeah. Which that's still not enough. If I go 7 points and someone has, 11 or 12, man,
there's 1 week left.
And there's 1 week left.
I mean, we spent so much money on the Dude Mountain trophy, so thank God we're keeping it in the house.
I know. Whew. We hope so. I mean, man.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, I'm technically no longer the reigning Macho King of the Obscure Gentleman bracket. Someone else won the last one. So, I had to hand the tiara off.
Just because they have the tiara doesn't mean
That's
they're still
true.
not the Macho King in the hearts of millions.
It's true. It's true. I am the people's king. So, yeah.
The people's king.
Right.
Exactly.
So, well, I didn't vote for it. Yeah. Yeah. So, boy, I'll tell you, for the longest part of the season, like the first half of it, I was like, wow, Tony and I are going to be just sopping the underbroth this whole season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
boy. So much broth.
Yeah, so much. And then I was like, oh, well, luckily Clint's taking one for the team, so at least neither of us will be in last.
This is very true.
That's my goal every season, not being last. So
Not be last.
Yeah.
I am maintaining that myself. I'm down here in 8th.
yeah,
Ugh.
it's all right.
Actually, I'm
man.
tied with my wife now. I'm looking at it. That's fun.
Oh, there you go. So you guys got something fun to, bragging rights there.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
House bragging rights. So
I got this awful, stinky Canadian beaver rubbing on my forehead right above me.
wow, that's. I wouldn't think you'd wear that as a hat.
Brian, I'll wear any beaver's hat.
I'm sure with not much time on the internet, I can make you regret that statement.
Good point.
Well, all I got to do
Yes, and yes.
is go to beaverdate.com and
Beaver date. Is that like farmers only?
yeah, pretty
But
much.
just for vaginas?
Yeah, that's all it is. Just Canadian vaginas, and you just swipe.
I'd be in. I'd check that website out.
Well, they're all going to be horrible, though. So,
They can't all be bad.
oh, they can be. Probably not. I don't know. All right. So, all right, that's done. I have a shut up and take my money for the week.
Oh, no shit.
Mhm.
Swipe back.
So,
Shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my money.
good enough. So I saw this on the Facebooks, and then I kind of looked into it, and it's interesting to me because, I've said before, like I have a hard time like not drinking pop because I like the taste. Like I like Coke. I want to drink, pop and snort Coke. So, no.
Naturally.
No, it's like I like the taste of them, so I want to keep drinking them, but I really want to quit drinking them because they're terrible for me, Well, there's a thing that's on Indiegogo, and they've already well surpassed what they were looking for to be funded, and it's called the Right Cup. And basically, the cup is infused with like a scent. So every time you go to take a drink, like you just drink water out of it, but every time you go to take a drink, you smell whatever the scent is, and it tricks your brain into thinking you're drinking. They have mixed berry, orange, apple, peach, and cola.
That is interesting.
And I kind of want a cola one to see if it would help me get pop kicked out of my life. It's like $30 for one.
Very interesting.
Yeah, they're like $30 for one, which is a little higher than I'd like to pay for one.
How long does the scent last?
I think it said somewhere around 6 months or so. And, I was like, ooh, that's it. And then I was like, how much am I spending on pop in that time?
Oh yeah, way more than $30.
Right? So it's like, it's really not as bad as whatever. It's like, yeah, here it says, how does it work? The overall flavor experience is a result of a combination between scent and taste. While the tongue only tastes 5 sensations, it is the sense of smell that's responsible for 80% of the flavor experience. That's why when your nose is stuffed, you hardly taste anything. And it's FDA approved aromatic fruit flavors, and then the cola one also. So that's why I was like, man, I kind of want to get one of these and try it out,
Right.
I should write to him and be like, hey, you should send me one so I can do a review on it.
Yeah. Hey, I got this amazingly popular podcast. I don't know if you've heard of us.
Exactly. But yeah, it's, they have different tiers of things, like you can get 4 or 5 for different prices. And the more of them you get, the cheaper the breakdown on them is. Like if they have one here that's like, if you buy 10, it's $225.
Right.
So that drops the price from 30 down to $22.50, but, yeah, I just thought it was really kind of a cool thing. It's something I would really like to, give a try to. So I'm going to keep it bookmarked. And if I have the spare scratch, I might order one and see how it works.
It's a cool idea because it is all about scent,
Yeah, exactly.
And I never thought about having a cup that smells like a beverage,
Mm-hmm.
and they just put water in it. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's why at first I didn't know what it was, and then when I saw how it works, I was like, huh, that could actually be an answer for somebody like me,
Right.
And
it's too bad he can't like make some sort of or get. You need to do. I got it. You don't need a cup. You need one of those like bags of like Coca-Cola syrup.
Yeah.
Just work with me here.
Okay.
Coca-Cola syrup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take like a hand mixer. Okay.
Okay.
And you dump a bunch of Coca-Cola syrup into like some Vaseline. You hand mix it.
Okay.
And then you just rub it in your mustache.
Delicious.
And boom, everything is cola scented.
That's so true. Well, I mean, they, I love this idea.
Like hot shower, cola scented.
Right. In the shower?
Yes.
Okay.
Since it's Vaseline.
Oh, yeah.
Cola scented butt sex.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We just went Greek here. What's going on?
We did.
Oh, no, that wasn't olive oil. And
Greek cola.
that's a little throwback to one of our old episodes.
Oh boy, is it.
Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, so there's that one. So.
Well, yeah, that is an interesting idea. I like that.
And we'll have the link.
Definitely.
Shut up and take my money.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have the link in the show notes and stuff. So.
Yes, indeed.
Right. So, all right. Let's do what? Cue the W then.
Q to W. Last week, we asked a very Christmas-inspired, what is your ideal stocking stuffer?
Right.
Well, I got a couple on the face pages here.
Good.
I got Dev of multiple podcasts. He says penthouse and lotion.
Just for the
A
letters.
very
though.
close family, Dev.
Yeah. Gift from Mama Dev.
I know what my little boy likes to jerk off to. I check his browser history.
Oh, wow. That is a very close family.
It's a very close family.
Yeah. All right.
And then we have Brigger, Jason, of course,
Yep.
from Hobie.
Right.
Says a year's worth of craft beer, which I'm not sure how it's going to fit in a stocking, but I'm not going to argue with it.
Gift card.
Excellent choice.
I don't know. That's what I got. Or maybe you only drink one craft beer a year.
It's a sad existence.
Listen, I mean, it meets the requirements. I didn't say it was good.
It's true. It does meet requirements.
Yeah. So.
But those are the two I have from the face page.
All right. On Twitter, Matthew from the Passersby podcast said a foot, and he put hashtag practical. It'd be kind of weird to wake up on Christmas morning, you rub the stuff out of your eyes, go run into the tree to see what Santa left in your stocking, and it's a foot. That's kind of weird.
That would be weird. That would be weird.
Yeah.
Unless you have a foot fetish.
Or you have two right boots.
And then it's a foot and lotion.
Wait, what?
Because foot fetish.
Oh,
Or
okay.
two right boots. That is kind of what we got, isn't it? That is a problem. At least my boots are steel-toed or something. I don't know. And with no mileage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For sure.
Fluffy Bunny Ash said, she said a chocolate initial, like her name's Ashley. So, it'd be a chocolate A.
Right.
Also, she's Canadian, so it'd be a chocolate A. But,
Nice.
anyway, yeah, I'm sure that's original right
An
there.
A, eh?
Yeah. Oof. She said it's been a stocking stuffer tradition for her as long as she's known. She says if there's no chocolate letter A in my stocking, it's not Christmas. So, understand that.
Wow. Fair enough.
Yeah. Makes sense. Like my mom buys me like they have those Lifesaver like storybooks or whatever every year. My mom's been getting me one of those for, I couldn't even tell you how long now. So,
Right.
It's just weird if you don't get one of those, So, yeah.
Now,
All right.
I also have an answer from my wife.
Okay.
Since I always tell her, go on Facebook, go on Twitter, and she never participates with our
Right.
social medias.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint.
She's too busy being the first lady of space violence.
That's true. But she says definitely an orange. And then some whiskey glasses would be nice too.
I see where
You
she's
know
going
what?
with this.
How about all the fixins for an old fashioned?
Now that is a fine stocking idea right there.
That is a fine stocking idea.
If someone gave me all the fixins for an old fashioned, I would probably give them an open mouth kiss.
Right? So all you need is an orange, couple, like a little jar of those maraschino cherries, some of those baby bottles of whiskey, you're good to go. Oh, a sugar cube,
Yeah.
some bitters.
I was going to say bitters too, yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly, see?
Yeah, it makes sense. That'd be a
Perfect.
good stocking to have.
Yeah, because, who doesn't like a good old fashioned,
Right? I kind of want one right now.
Me too.
Sounds delicious.
It really does. I haven't,
I know, right? It's a fucking great cocktail.
yeah. I think I need some bourbon soon, Tony.
Brian, go get some bourbon.
All right.
All right.
You just hear my door shut.
Podcast is over.
Yeah.
It's just me talking.
Oh no, it's not over. It's not over. I'm coming back.
It's just bourbon time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up the street to the liquor store and get some bourbon and then come back. All right, so what's this week's
Also,
deal?
all those
Huh?
Canadian Beaver comments not directed towards Fluffy Bunny Ash.
Unless you want them to be. Just keep in mind that Tony's Uncle Tickle voice is his sex voice, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
So did you get any other answers to Q to W?
No.
So Brian, this week, I think this is a good one. This is the one I should have came up with the passersby question I was asked when I'll be on our show at some point coming up soon.
Right, instead of...
Because apparently I was listening, Jeannie was listening to the latest Gotham Lights that she was guesting on.
Wow, narcissist.
And they were shitting all over my passersby question that I gave.
Oh, that episode's up?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gotham Lights with Jeannie.
No. I'm talking about your passersby question.
I know that. I don't think the passersby is up yet.
Oh.
But Jeannie, spoiler alert, what question I gave.
Because I was going to say, you didn't tell me what the question was. So I was like, how do they even know what it is? Okay.
Yeah. The whole show, just like horrendous dumps on my face for my question.
In fairness. Oh, yeah.
I am German.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
But so this would be a much better question.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw this out there on our show because I know Matthew listens to our show. Mm-hmm. That if you want to take this question in place of my question, I give you,
no. That
or just use my steaming turd.
You got to keep Tony's terrible question, and what you do is every time you ask it, if someone's like, "Wow, what a horrible question," you go, "Yeah, Tony from Salty Language said that,"
or that.
Just continue dumping on Tony.
So my question this week for everybody would be, and thank God I found this online. How old would you be if you didn't know how old you are?
Oh, that's interesting. So it's kind of like asking, how old do you feel?
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Just much more eloquent.
Yeah, that's a good question.
This is something I wrestle with myself.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, a lot of days I feel way older than I am. And I have for a long time, Right. And I think some of that has to do with legit life stuff that kind of, pushes you into a more mature state than most people at a certain age or whatever, So, I'd probably say 50. 'Cause,
really?
Yeah, I feel pretty old most of the time. I don't feel all that young, ever,
Right.
And a lot of it I think has to do with, I don't do a whole lot, I think if I were out doing and living and whatnot, I think I'd probably feel younger, but, just because of, exercising or moving or, participating in things,
right.
Versus, I sit home and watch the Weather Channel and shake my fist at kids and, so
sit on your porch, yell.
Right. I keep looking at 18-year-olds and thinking about a sports car, typical stuff.
Typical stuff.
Yeah.
See, it depends on the day, but I think in general, I feel younger. It depends. It depends on what I'm doing.
Right.
Because, I got, old kids and shit comparatively to a lot of people my age because I had kids young.
Right.
But I probably feel about 30 most of the time.
Yeah. There are a lot of days I do too, but.
Yeah, it's just a lot of times I'm just it makes you realize when you were a kid and you look at adults, you're like, that's an adult. They know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then you hit that age and you're like,
I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then you look 10 years beyond you or 15 years and you're like, well, by then, and you hit that and you're like, no.
No, they have no clue.
No clue.
It's just shocking to me sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It's seriously just stumbling around in the dark,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Most of it.
Yeah, I mean, I when I was, since, for instance, my son's, 15, when I was his age, I would look at people my age and be like, they know what the fuck they're doing in life.
Right.
And then I've hit this age and I'm like, I think I'm going to go back to school and just do a complete career change.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yep.
So there you go. I feel
Tony.
younger because half the time I don't feel like I don't feel as old as I actually am.
That's called a midlife crisis, Tony.
Maybe.
Yeah, I honestly think a lot of it with me is the fact that, like, I've had issues with one of my knees since I was, 22, 23? Something like that, So I've had to deal with a knee issue for so long that, I have aches and pains every day when I get up because of my stupid knees,
Right.
So I think that kind of makes me feel, older in a lot of ways. And then the depression and stuff, I think, has really done a lot of that too, to where I just, I can't be bothered with things and all this. So it's like you look at somebody who's older a lot of times and it's like, I fit in more with them, I think, than I do. Cause it's like, I can't imagine running around with somebody who's like 25 or 20 and keeping up. I just feel like I'd just be like, oh, this is annoying.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, you're probably right. Like on the days where I don't feel like an old man, I probably feel around like 30. Like I feel like that's kind of where, I'm still at mentally, physically is, I guess that's probably what it is. Mentally, I feel 30. Physically, I feel 50. So, and
right.
If you average them out, it's about accurate. So
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So we would like you to tell us how old would you be if you had no idea how old you were?
Show me what you got.
Oh man.
Booyah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good question. So, yeah, I guess that's it, right?
I think that's a show.
All right. Good times for everybody. I guess, first of all, this will be dropping like on New Year's Day. So, hope everyone had a good and safe New Year's Eve, hope no one got arrested or, into any sort of vehicular issues. So, I'd say be safe out there, but, man, that's an old reference. God. That's like Hill Street Blues, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So
I would
topical.
Say, it's rookie drinking night, so just stay home and have some cocktails.
Certainly is, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, hope everyone had a good New Year. And, one last thing real quick. You're not a resolutions guy, right? We've talked about this before.
Nah, they're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Or, try not to use that word.
Yeah.
They're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm not I talk about this in more depth on the Crazy Life this week, but it's like, I'm not either, because I kind of think it sets you up for failure. Similar,
it does. I agree.
Similar to like, I'm going to go on a diet. It's like, no, you're going to change your lifestyle. Like that is a way you're successful. I know it's semantics, but it makes a huge difference.
Right.
So, just, I think I do have a goal for the year, which is, again on the Crazy Life, it's to just, keep trying to be more positive about things and, I've really tried to be more compassionate to people, over the last year and stuff,
super hard because people are so dumb.
Yeah. But, I'm trying not to just shit on people immediately, like, and stuff like that. So, it's a goal, but it's like, listen, we're all flawed. We're going to have our ups and downs on this stuff, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So, all right. Well, I guess with that, check out saltylanguage.com, kids. All the links and whatnot will be on there. You can see all our social media stuffs. Check out the enthusiast episodes. There's a lot of good stuffs buried in there. And
indeed.
But you really want to find the good stuff. It's in the merch tab.
Yeah. You don't want to swaddle up your torso full of sexiness.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than when you and your old lady are banging of Salty Language shirts on. It just really elevates the mood.
So true. And they make they make great cleanup rags. So,
Oh, for sure.
Keep one by the nightstand.
I know. Hang it up on your headboard.
You caught the joke I made there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, buy enough, stitch them together, and use them for sheets and pillowcases and stuff. I mean,
definitely.
you can't go wrong with these kind of things.
You know, like you can cut the arms off of them, and they can take the arms you cut off and make them into like anklets.
Yes. Or cool looking cuffs.
Cool looking cuffs,
You know,
right?
pretend
if
like
you're gifted a cock ring,
A gold band, if you will.
a gold band, yes.
Oh man. Yeah, anyway, but yeah, there's, go to the merch link and, buy a shirt, help your buddies out, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, Tony's got to get more ramen for his kids.
I do. $2. I need that $2.
They eat a lot of ramen, so come on.
New website coming soon also.
Excellent. And, we're going to be retooling the Patreon here pretty quick. So if people want to help support us that way, that'd be awesome too.
Are you saying, Brian, 2017 is going to be the year of the salty?
Yes. Clearly.
I checked my Chinese zodiac.
Yeah. It's just a salt shaker.
Yes.
Perfect. The year of the enthusiast, sir.
Indeed. Year of the enthusiast.
Yeah. So anyway, our links and stuff are on there, but maybe help us out if you can. If you can't, I guess I understand, but I mean, I'm still going to cry, but it's all right.
I don't understand.
All right.
I don't get it.
Tony doesn't get it. Well, we'll good cop, bad cop him, Tony.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I like the old Tango and Cash game. Bad cop, worst cop.
Yeah, you're right. That is more accurate anyway.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, if you want to contact the show, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can contact me on Twitter at Stunami.
I am at Monotony on Twitter, and I am attempting to do the Twitter a little more. I actually downloaded the Twitter app.
Oh, boy. Look at you.
Believe it or not, and I kicked Tweetbot to the curb. We'll see what I think. I'm not a fan of the promoted tweets.
Yeah.
But I do like the in-tweet GIF search and all that stuff.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
It's quite nice.
Quite nice.
Quite nice. You know what? One thing I never promote on here, and I should.
Oh, yeah.
Or rarely, I should say, is, I've mentioned the words crazy life in this episode 14 times. Don't check the math on that. But if you want a fun drinking game, go back and listen to the episode. Every time I say crazy life, drink again.
Yeah, like a whole bottle or something.
Exactly. You can find our show on Twitter at the Crazy Life Pod if you want to follow us over there. And if you're on the Facebooks, we have a Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/the Crazy Life Pod. So maybe have a listen. And of course, share us up if you can, subscribe, share, go on iTunes if you're inclined to do that, even though we dumped all over them earlier. And, leave us the old 5-star ball wash over there,
5-star ball wash.
Mm-hmm. And, share if you use, a Stitcher or whatever podcast app you use. I actually totally went off the rails here. Did you mention you mentioned Instagram, right?
No, Salty Language on Instagram.
All right.
Also Salty_language on the Snapchats if you're into that game.
Right. I'm Ninjitsu on Snapchat if you want to follow my no posts. I haven't posted in a while. I should.
True. Now that I'm thinking about it, it has been a while.
It's been a long time. I should probably throw something up so people know I'm still active.
And I feel like freepodcastgarbage@gmail.com if you want to get some free shit.
Word. Yep.
That's shitty, but it'll have my hands on it.
Is that more alluring? I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I have a tendency to scratch myself a lot.
Well, with the items that are going out in free podcast garbage.
You might get a random rogue beard hair. That's pretty alluring.
Hopefully it's a beard hair. Yeah.
Hopefully, trust me.
Well played, my friend. Well played. I have a tweet that I put up not too long ago that said, let's see how much you like beards when you're pulling out a long hair from food I made you.
For sure.
Also, it is fun that when I'm I'm brushing my teeth or whatever, I look down and I see hair on the edge of things, and they're long and kind of curly.
Yeah, definitely.
And it just cracks me up because it's like, I know this is a beard hair probably. And, if somebody else came in, they might be like, what the hell?
Like, Jesus, somebody's fucking pubes are out of control.
Why are they on the sink?
That's where I rest my balls.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, brushing your teeth, you got to put them somewhere.
I know, right? Nice and cool. Feels great.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's, if you don't have your gold band on,
Well, it's true.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, we're out of here. So until next time. Oh, wait, I forgot. The network we're part of, Tangent Bound Network. We're on the Geek Life Radio list. And then, of course, the one you got teased.
Watch your back! Danger!
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
It's all right. Danger Entertainment. We're also part of that sexy outfit. So, go have a look-see at some of their shows maybe and listens and such.
Indeed.
Now we can get the fuck out of here. So,
fuck yeah.
Until next time, have a White Russian. You'll be fine.
I had one and it was fine.
Yeah.
Stay salty because it's 2017 now, bitches.
You're the salty. Or you're the enthusiast. I think that works better, but.
Yeah, you're the enthusiast.
Yeah.
It's still the year of the monkey. You've seen our listeners.
Oh, I thought you were going to say us, but.
that too.
It's the year of the raccoon. Oh, no.
Yeah, not yet. This weekend, I'm picking one day. I'm getting hammered one day.
Nice. Oh, man. So, yeah. I don't even know. Control your Kung Fu boner?
Do you have to, though? Is your chi that strong?
Yeah, you gotta have pretty strong chi. You're right. You need an iron fist to control your Kung Fu boner. All right, fine then. Make sure you're wearing your gold band. Does that work better?
I kind of like the iron fist and the Kung Fu
boner.
boner.
Well, we'll go that way then. So, yeah. All right. So we'll talk to you next time.